sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sunday fun day. I appreciate everybody tapping in right now. Hood Stocks. I see the Goonies, man. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe if you haven't. We got a blockbuster podcast for you this Sunday. Noon, baby. And then we got a blockbuster soccer game. 5 o'clock, July 10th, Little Rob with the Feel Goods, Mellow Man Ace. All your favorites. Live at the Regent Theater. You get tickets at rhymefestla.com. Rhymefestla.com. Go check out Little Rob, man. Pick yourself up a hood rat. Go check out Little Rob. And when I'm talking about hood rats, I'm not talking about that little Pepita over there. Yes, viewer discretion advised. We got them little soft, sensitive feelings, always crying in the comments. Get the fuck out of here, Dwell, with that shit. Motherfuckers are sensitive, bro. Rest in peace, Michael Flores. That's our boy right there. Rest easy, my dog. We love you. Dark. Mamas, we love you too. Yes, sir. Let's go. Welcome to Hood Stocks, everybody. Sunday afternoon, man. We're just gonna get straight into this. This is the bread and butter of Hood Stocks, and we have a blockbuster right here, man. Out from 38 years. Monte, stand up, man. We got one of your own right here. One thing about Monte, man, they just breed them different out there, man. Them dudes are rough and rugged out that way, man. But with that said, everybody give a welcome home and a welcome to the platform, Mr. Shady Luna. Hey.
I want to say, first of all, I want to thank Lucky and his crew for inviting me to this platform right here, and I want to begin by telling my mother that I'm sorry for everything I put her through, you know, and I want to let her know I'm gonna be okay. And I want to thank my cousin Bobby. I want to thank my niece Lola, and especially my sister Jenny for taking care of her for me. You know, she's still around. I want to thank them very much.
You're gonna be okay, yeah. And what exactly? It's something that you had to get off your chest from the rip.
Yeah.
It's been weighing heavy on you, on what you put your mother through. 38 years of you being incarcerated, you not being there for her. And as men, we hold ourselves accountable, right?
For sure.
Yeah. But she's alive and well, was what you said, right?
She's alive, but you know, she's older, but she's okay.
Okay.
She's okay.
How happy was she to see her son come home after 38 years?
She couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe it was me. She couldn't believe it, man. She was so happy.
She couldn't believe it?
No, she couldn't believe it.
Wow.
Because she kept on asking me, you know, why do I see all these guys getting out of prison? Why are you still there? You know, it was hard for me to explain to her what was going on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was hard for me, but I'm home now, you know? I'm trying to make it up to her. I'm home now.
Yeah. What was the first thing that nowadays, I mean, you went in 1988?
Mm-hmm.
1988, man. You know, I mean, well, let's talk about technology in 1988 real quick. Well, let me talk about it a little. What was out? The Atari?
Yeah, the Atari and a beeper phone. Beepers.
Beepers.
That's
pagers.
Mm-hmm. Pagers, yeah.
Like 1988. Like there's cell phone shops, but back in them days there was beeper shops, pager shops. Shit, I had one. You know, if you put 4 something 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 and you turn it upside down, you told them hell or go to hell, or I mean there was different ways of sending messages. A text message through numbers. Wow, 1988. So back to my initial thought. When you first saw your mom, I mean, did people pull out the phones and record everything, every move?
We met her at my cousin Bobby's house. We had a little barbecue over there, my cousin Bobby's. All my family was there, you know. It was very emotional, very emotional.
I feel, yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine you thinking about it. It still is emotional for you.
I love my mother very much.
She held you down the whole time?
Yeah, she did. She did what she could for me, you know.
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Wow. 38 years, finally coming home to, close to space age technology.
It's confusing, for sure.
Is it really confusing? Yeah. Obviously, you kind of get a little introduced to it, through kind of like through a bird's eye view while you're in there. I mean, you hear about it, there's certain things that may float around in there, whatever, but you don't really know it until you actually see it through freedom. After 38 years, what's the first thing you did? Who was there to pick you up? Can you give me the story on just how being released after 38 years was for you and what transpired?
Well, my cousin Bobby arranged for me to fly, from Old Folsom.
Folsom.
Yeah, and I never been on an airplane before, but he knew that if he had to pick me up, there wouldn't be enough time for me because I had to report back to the transitional home. So there wouldn't be enough time for me to see my mom and everybody. So he flew me for the first time. And then, my family was there. Some of my nieces I never met. His wife I never met. His kids I never met. My family I never met. It was pretty emotional. Some of my friends, David, Gilbert, Dizzy, a couple of my friends were there. That my childhood friends were there. It was a beautiful thing. I loved it.
Yeah. And so, how you've never flown? How was your flight?
Well, it was kind of funny because the lady that was sitting next to me, she tapped me on the shoulders and she asked me, "Hey, is this your first time on the airplane?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" She's like, "I could tell." I go, "How?" She goes, "You won't stop staring out the window." I was like, "Whoa," I was tripping out.
Yeah.
It was an experience.
Did it give you any type of anxiety or anything like that?
Yeah, it did give me some anxiety. It was kind of nerve-wracking. But I just knew I had to do it. I wanted to go home.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. After 38 years, you jump out of a helicopter to get home.
Yeah. I thought about canceling it a few times, but I can't do that.
Yeah, no, I know it's just something on top of everything else. Of 38 years of incarceration that adds to the stress and pressure of being released. Is that safe to say?
Yes, for sure.
Your shoulders got a lot of weight on them from just guilt, everything. Meeting new people that are your family, that were born, that were made through this. That's a lifetime.
Yeah.
38 years. I think next to, we talked about it previous podcast next to Weddle from Palmetto Flats. I think Weddle did 40. Mm-hmm. I think you the second. I mean, we've had ex-lifers come in here that just only served 15 years, but they were sentenced to life.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, they finagled. They figured out a way to get off that life sentence, but they were considered a lifer at one point as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a difference between 15 years and 38 years.
Yeah.
Did you have any food on the airplane?
No, we had no food on the airplane. But as soon as I got out, my cousin took me to a little Jack in the Box, and then.
Is that what you wanted, or is that just what was there?
No, I did basically whatever he wanted to do. I didn't want to come out and start demanding stuff, So I was just like, whatever you want to do is fine with me. Just whatever you want to do is fine with me. I don't even know what to order, So whatever you want to order is fine with me. I didn't know what to order.
What did you order?
I think got me Jumbo Jack. I don't remember Jumbo Jack fries and Coke.
Yeah.
Basic stuff.
Yeah, I like the sourdough Jack right there.
Because even now,
go-to.
Even nowadays, when I go to restaurants and stuff like that, I don't know what to order.
Order for me, yeah.
Yeah, I guess whatever you get, I'll get. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm going to get you, brother? I'm going to get you and, just someone else. I'm going to get you a gift card for Steven's Steakhouse, bro. So you can, button up, bro, sharpen up a little. You know what I mean? And go to a very nice steakhouse. Steak and seafood house in Commerce. Remind me about that, Looney.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been there before.
Have you been there?
My cousin April and her brother took me.
Yeah, it's on Eastern.
Just recently? This time you're out?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
anyways, we'll get you a gift card anyways.
Appreciate it.
It's a nice place, right?
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Old veterano's there, but yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, man.
Old guys there.
Yeah, I just got hooked up with the owner, man, and we just did a live recording right there, and fuck, that dude's been 75 years. His whole family's owned that bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His grandfather. Anyways, you got to support that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're easy. You just have people order for you. I mean, like being locked in a cage for 38 years and finally having those gates open, the handcuffs taken off you. You got civilian clothes on. What's going through your mind? Like, is it overwhelming? I mean, what is like?
It's just like a ton of bricks got laid out for me.
Yeah.
It's just like I was holding so much on my shoulders, man. And as soon as I opened that door and You know, 'cause I didn't believe it. I wasn't going to believe it until that door opened. Even when the parole board told me I'm going home, I was not going to believe them until that door opened and I finally went home. Until they told me, pack your stuff, you're leaving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I didn't let it get to me, whatever the board told me, until I knew I was going to get out that day. You know what I mean? Then once I got out and the gates opened, then, man, it was like the air was different. You know what I mean? The birds, I seen some birds, it just meant so much to me. It was just a completely different feeling, you know? It was like the prison's on this side of the yard. I'm 5 feet away on this side of the wall.
Yeah.
And man, the air's completely different. You know, it's just completely different, man.
Air is completely different. You know what? I got some gifts for you right here.
Oh,
before
thank
we
you.
move forward. That's for you right there. You can pass it to your what's it? Your niece, your prima?
My cousin.
Your cousin, yeah.
Cousin April.
Yeah. And I got some cash for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, put that in your pocket. Don't pass it to April.
April's good to me. She's good to me.
No, 100%. I'm joking, bro. I got a bad sense of humor around here. And also, too, guys, we have his Zelle. We have Shady's Zelle and his Cash App. 38 years. You know, there's certain individuals we take care of right here. Let's make sure we take care of Shady. You know what I mean? And if you don't want to take care of him now, wait till the end of his story. You know what I mean? That might make you feel like, hey, you know what? Shit. We community right here, brother. You know what I mean? So we always... Anyways, so the air was completely different from one side
sure, man.
to the other side, man.
Everything was different. The floor, everything, the trees, everything. It was just beautiful.
So you go through the Jack in the Box drive-through?
No.
Or you went in there and ate?
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
as you
so-
should. Yeah. Yeah. And what was who picked you up again?
My cousin Bobby.
Your cousin Bobby, and like, you know, what's Bobby's reaction with you? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Are you guys kind of like just sitting there like, whoa, what the fuck? Fucking Shady Luna's out.
We didn't even recognize each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to describe what kind of clothes I had on. He didn't even recognize me, but
Because you're in the same age bracket, so you knew him before?
yeah, he's about 4 years older than me, 4 or 5 years older than me.
Okay, good.
yeah,
Okay, so this makes sense then. You know what I mean? So we have someone a family member that knew you before pre-incarceration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good Bobby.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Shout out to Bobby, man.
Yeah, good man.
Absolutely.
Takes care of his family.
Yeah, hey,
Good man.
that's a good man right there. That's gangster.
Yeah, he's a good man.
That's gangster. We call that gangster nowadays. Take care of your family. You know what I mean?
A lot of respect for that guy.
Yeah, trying to redefine the word a little bit, you know. Jack in the Box drive-through. I mean, no, you guys sit down, you eat. I mean, what are you doing, bro? Take me down. Where do you go from there? Where do you go to after Jack in the Box? Where do you guys go?
He took me shopping a little bit. Bought me some clothes, and then bought me some stuff that I needed. But I wanted to get to wherever we were going because I wanted to see my mom, you know.
Yeah.
So I was trying to like, hey, I just want to see my mom. That's all I wanted to do, see my mom.
Wow.
You know, everything else could wait. You know what I mean? I just want to see my mom.
Yeah.
You know, like during these 38 years, I only seen her maybe 3 times. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, that's real. So you head to see your mom, and what does it say? Now we going to her house.
Which my cousin Bobby's.
Bobby. So everybody's waiting for you there.
Yeah, my mom lives in Las Vegas.
Okay.
So they had to come down. Her, my nieces, Andrea, my sisters, everybody.
Yeah.
They had to come down and meet me over there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I walk in, they're all there. You know, I'm a little nervous though, but you know, because everybody's just looking at me. I'm nervous, you know.
Yeah.
But I just want to see my mom. I ain't gonna lie. You know?
So you get there and there's family that you haven't met yet, but you want to see.
A couple of my friends drove up. A couple of my friends showed up that I grew up with.
Nice.
A couple of guys I grew up with.
And so you get there. I mean, what was the feeling to see everybody there? Obviously, you said you wanted to see your mom, but so you just zero in on your mom.
Mm-hmm, sure.
Yeah, zero in your mom and hug and all that good stuff.
All that crying.
Crying. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what family's gonna do. Yeah, that's what emotions are gonna do.
Yeah.
That's what love is gonna do. That's what pain and heartache is gonna do. You know what I mean? It's gonna bring out and fucking tears of joy and everything else. You know, 100%. You know, and how good did that feel?
It made me realize I'm home. It made me realize I really am free.
That's when it got real.
Yeah.
That's when
I'm really free.
You're really free.
Yeah. Because, you know, you don't imagine those type of things happening, you know? Once you get sentenced to a life sentence, it's like, it's over, you know?
Yeah.
Basically. At least it was in those days, you know? Now it's a little different, but, you know, when I first got locked up, that's the way it was. Once you got life, I mean, you had to set your mind to, this is it, you know what I mean?
But you served life. You not only did you get sentenced, you served it.
Yeah.
Like 38 years is a life sentence. There's a lot of, unfortunately, you know what I mean? You know, a lot of people that don't get the gift to live 38 years, you know? But you served a life sentence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a tremendous amount of time that I don't know how any person could be strong enough. I know, but because, you know what I mean? But it's really, really unimaginable that someone can tolerate 38 years in a cage. You know, they can handle that. You seem pretty good. You're straight. You know?
I think so.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You were built for it. You knew what you were doing. You took it on the chin like a champ.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know. But a lot of people, because we have regular people that watch this platform. Not everybody is a part of the life or knows a piece of the life. You feel me? A lot of people, some people tune in just to trying to like, whoa, this is crazy. You know what I mean? So I'm speaking for them people right there. Like, I couldn't handle 38 years. I'd kill myself. I would this, I would that. I would come out. I'd be crazy, you know? It's not necessarily the fact, though, right, Shady?
No, I'm not. No.
What kept you strong for 38 years?
You know, personally, you know, I've been asked that question a few times, and, you know, when I stop and really think about it, I think by me going to youth authority, it set my mind.
Primed you?
Yeah, it primed me. You know, especially when I went up north. I went to Preston for a little while, and the program there was different from NALIS and YTS. It was a completely different program. It was more structured.
Yeah.
The homies were more structured there, you know what I mean? There wasn't that many of us right there. And, you know, we had a lot of stuff going on right there. So we were like basically molded to handle things differently than we were like when we were in NALIS. I mean, we were in YTS. You know, it was wild. We were just fighting. But once you start going up north, it's a whole different ballgame. Now you understand you're a Southerner, you're a Southsider, you're a Sudanero. Yeah. I mean, it's just the way you have to program and the way you conduct yourself is completely different.
Getting a piece of that penitentiary style.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's what really like set my mind to mentally be prepared. You know, tighten up my program and be aware that I'm representing the South. You know, so it's just a little different for me.
And so you've kept it solid all the way through.
For sure.
You know, a lot of people, when I posted your post, I told you a lot of people were reaching out and being like, damn, I didn't think Shady was ever going to see the light of day.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have an Instagram, huh?
Well, I do now, but I mean, I don't really know how to do it, but I'm trying.
A lot of people know you.
Yeah.
A lot of, from back in the days, you talking about like the YA stuff. A lot of dudes were, you know, I was like, oh shit, this dude, you know.
Been around.
You've been around. You've been around. And so, overall, how many months have you been out?
Since February the 23rd, so like 4 months. Just February.
Wow.
4 months, yeah.
4 months. It's still unreal, huh?
Yeah, it's still a lot of challenges for me, you know. I still get a little bit of anxiety, you know. I still get a little nervous. But I'm around a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, I still have like trust issues, you know. When people are around me, I don't really, you know, I'm so used to like being around a bunch of guys who I understood where they were at mentally. You know what I mean? I got them, you know what I mean? I could go in a room and see what kind of dudes they are and understand where they're at. But now I go to places and a bunch of guys I don't really know, and you know, it's a little bit confusing for me.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to retrain, rewire your the program up here a little bit, you know. You have to, you know, just, man, it's just so hard, man. Like 38 years of incarceration and then getting put out to the free world. I mean, the state and parole and everything is helping you with your transition. Mm-hmm. Are they?
Yes, I'm in the Beacon home right there in LA.
Is that on Skid Row?
No.
The Beacon home?
Kind of like MacArthur Park a little bit.
Okay, yeah. Right, I've heard it before. Sometimes I get nice some place. Of the facilities mixed up.
It's a good place right there. I like it right there.
Yeah?
Yeah. Shout out to Beacon House. Good place.
Beacon House, man. Keep up the great work.
Mm-hmm.
And so they really help you. They're helping you with your transition.
Yes, very much. Yeah, very much.
This man is out 4 months after 38 years incarcerated. You know what I mean? Like that's just, it's unbelievable, man. You know what I mean? That you are fresh out, man. Yeah. And some of the challenges that you're facing right now is you trying to orientate yourself into the free world that you haven't seen since 1988. That's crazy. That people really got to just think about that. Like he's trying to re-enter into society after 38 years of being locked in a cage. That right there, fucking, how big of a challenge is that? 4 months? I mean, what are some of the things you've been facing that you, besides the little things you talked about? You know what I mean? Like, what we obviously have to have some goals. We got to know where we're going. In other words, in order to put one foot in front of the other, right?
Yeah.
You got to know where you're going. Like, all right, I got to have a plan. Do you have a plan?
Well, yes, I have a plan. I'm taking some classes right now, but the most problem I really had myself was like asking for help. I'm so used to just not asking for nothing. It was having to realize, they got a lot to offer guys who come out of prison.
Yeah.
A lot of resources, and it was hard for me to really ask for things, But that's why I'm kind of grateful that I was placed in the Beacon home, because I understand that if they would have just thrown me into society, I wouldn't be able to deal with it. I wouldn't be able to do it,
Yeah.
So by me going over there, they help ground me, you know what I mean? And they help keep me focused on what I'm trying to do and where I'm trying to go. And I think it helped me out a lot.
Well, you yeah, I can 100% agree with you on what you're saying. Like, from a prison, 38 years of a structured program.
Yes.
And then to absolutely just like, hey, do whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? Yeah, you need to go. You need to enter society into another structured program, and then probably another structured program until you can structure your own program at your free will, right?
Yeah, and a structured program out here that's what it's going to be called. I mean, I take the transportation all the time wherever I go. Man, I just trip on the way everybody is, Even the homies, some of them, they're so rude, to, you see a lady on the bus, they don't even get up. And I struggle with stuff like that,
Yeah.
I'm so used to it.
Well, there's, brother, there's a lot of, and homies too, yeah. We should call them out on that shit, but a lot of them, not everybody's cut from the same cloth Shady Luna's cut from, straight up. And the definition of homies isn't the definition of homies that you come from and what you know of. There's a lot of different type of characters, and who knows, I might be one of them characters running this podcast right here, but I will, if I'm on a bus, bro, and there's a lady, I'm getting my ass up, bro. Lady sitting down, that's common sense.
It is, So
Yeah.
that's when I see it, I just trip out.
Yeah, but people like us, I'll put myself a little bit in your category. We see all the little things, We're visual people, right? Keep your head on a swivel, study your surroundings, know where you're at, know the exit. You know what I mean? There's an exit right there. We need to go. There's an exit there. There's an exit there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have my back this way because it's closer to the wall. Maybe, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We're prison and the gang culture will turn you into a militant individual without ever being in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's you got to be militant to survive. You got to have, rules and regulations and morals and just ways that you move. In order to survive 38 years with your head above the water and not come out ass backwards. But structure. You said so. If we were going to call this a structured program, yeah. Well, obviously it's one structure from another structure. You know what I mean? Everything is a structure. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And in order for individuals like yourself probably to have longevity out here, you have to always think about it as a program, a structure, right? You know what I mean? Like, and that's the only way I've maintained my freedom for 10 plus years is always trying to stay with some type of structured program, even at my own free will. Like, all right, I got to work out today. I got to bop, 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 and bop. I mean, I got to go to work. Like, having a 9 to 5 is a good part of the structured program because, less time that we have on our own, more structure we have within our program, the better the outcome, But anyways, I'm not trying to tell you anything you don't know. You know all this, obviously, So, what is your program? What is your structured program right now within the Beacon House? Like, how what is it a day to day?
Well, I get up in the mornings and I'm one of the guys that help clean a lot. I help clean, get stuff together for the mornings, and then I go to Homeboy Industries.
Okay.
With Father Boyle.
Yeah.
And I'm taking the program they have over there, the 18-month program, and I'm trying to get trained to be a counselor.
Nice.
Yeah. And then, I stay there for 2-3 hours, and once I'm done with that, I'll go back to the Beacon House. I lift a little weights.
Yeah.
And then I shower and just chill right there with the fellas, man.
Yeah.
Just kill time right there,
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I try not to leave too much. I try to stay right there,
Yeah.
If I do leave, I just walk to the store, come back. I don't really go nowhere.
Besides breathing the air, like what have you noticed that gives you little joys? I mean, besides being free and breathing that free air, I mean, have you found little things that, hey man, I like this, man. This gives me joy. Because it's a new world than from which you came. The last time you're out in 1988, it's a new world. You know what I mean? So what are the little things that you've noticed that, hey, this is cool right here?
Well, I'm at the Beacon House, so I don't know why, but I love seeing dogs. I love seeing like little dogs walk around, girls or ladies with little dogs. Every time they come by the Beacon House,
yeah.
I always want to stick my hand out the gate right there. Hey, can I touch your dog real quick? And then little things like that, where I see the mothers taking their little kids to school, Little things like that, I find joy in that. And then, me and my boy George, who I go to the store with a lot, every time we're at the store and we see little kids, we always try to buy them something.
Yeah.
We always, if we see them grabbing a toy, we'll tell the mom and dad, hey, can we get that from?
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, go ahead. We give them, and we ask them, you guys going to school? We always try to talk to them,
That's awesome.
That gives me joy right there.
Yeah. And so when you and George go to the store, what is the what are we picking up, man?
Donuts. We always talk about, we always want to get up and go to the store and get a donut. So that's what we do every day. Get a donut and soda every day. Almost every day.
Almost every day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Small little things like that,
A little donut with some coffee or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How you like your coffee?
All black.
All black, huh?
Yeah, just straight coffee. I don't like to put cream in it. I just don't do it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sure it took you a while to get to the all black coffee throughout your incarceration, or were you all black coffee type of drinker from the beginning?
From the beginning.
Oh, from the beginning, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Couldn't afford the other stuff, the sugar.
But then again, yeah, no, for sure. Makes sense, but you an OG though, man. You know what I mean? 1988, you know what I mean? And then YA before that, right? Mm-hmm. So it makes sense. You're most definitely in the generation of the all black coffee drinkers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes these guys try to put that other stuff in their creamer. I'm like, no, I'm cool, man.
You ain't fucking with the Cadillac, huh?
Yeah, I ain't doing all that.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Okay. Let's get into your story. Let's get into like what set you on the path for 38 years. You said you couldn't wait to see your mother. You know what I mean? But what about your father? Was he there in the early days of Shady Luna?
Well, I come from a single family home. But my dad was in and out of my life. My dad, he was in and out of our life. He came whenever he wanted to. But from a young age, I've always known my dad was in a gang. I've always known his brothers were in a gang. I've always known my cousins were all in a gang. You know what I mean? So I kind of looked at things while I was growing up as kind of be expected of me. You know what I mean? It was just, I just gravitated towards that gang life. Ran around with other individuals who were trying to find themselves in life, and we all just grasped onto that criminality, that gang life.
And so, if you don't mind me asking, what year was it that you were initiated into?
I was about 13.
13.
Mm-hmm.
So what year was that?
About 80, about 79.
79.
About 79, 78, 79, yeah.
78, 79.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah. And so how was it on the Monte side with the whole gang culture, and I mean being from one of probably the deepest, strongest neighborhoods in the SGV. And I say that respectfully to the neighboring neighborhoods, But Monte, Flores, bro, that's the big league right there. The big dogs right there.
Yeah, we got some good guys in there. I mean, but it's like
how was it in the 80s? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's pretty violent. I mean, I'll admit it's pretty violent. I mean, every neighborhood around us, they had their own gunners or their own shooters, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Their own active dudes.
Yeah.
And we had ours. You know what I mean? And I was always growing up where we're gonna outdo them. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do them, and that's just the philosophy I carried for a lot of years. That you know, they don't want to fuck with us.
Yeah.
When they do, we're gonna go back until they get tired.
Gonna wear them out.
Yeah, and that's just the way it was for a little while. At least when I was out there, But you gotta remember, I was in and out like camp and junior hall, so it was just like that's all I really did, I got out. I mean, I would hear little things, then man, let's go.
Yeah.
And I was always, living that life,
Really about that life.
Yeah, I was.
What was one of the first cases that you caught as a juvenile?
Well, I went to camp. The first time I went to camp for a burglary, stupid ass burglary I did.
Yeah.
And then after that, everything else I got caught up after that, all gang stuff. Running into guys, stabbing guys, or all that crazy stuff, fighting, whatever it was, assaults, whatever, Then they sent me back to camp. And then finally I did a shooting. And then they sent me to that's why I went to the youth authority,
Yeah.
And then I just carried on in there.
So you're kind of going through the different levels that's kind of expected within an active gang member.
Well, I felt as though it was my obligation, I felt entitled to do whatever I wanted to do out there. I felt, it was my responsibility to like protect the neighborhood, patrol, all that gang stuff, just patrol and make sure nobody tried to encroach on us, and I was just all about that gang life,
Isn't that crazy how you feel entitled to play your position back then, but now you have a different type of entitlement?
Yeah.
Play a different position, which is the opposite probably of the position that you started. I guess that's the evolution of a man, and pain and suffering and 38 years in a freaking cage, huh?
It comes to me wanting, I want better for myself. It comes to me understanding that, I caused so much destruction in my city, and I did a lot of bad things, and now that I'm out here, I mean, I want different. I'm not doing the same things I was doing before. I'm not a kid no more. I'm a grown ass man. You know what I mean? Now it's my time to try to do right. I did so much wrong. I mean, now it's my time. And I'm pretty fortunate. The guys I grew up with, Larry, Baby, Dizzy, Gilbert, all my boys. I mean, they're all doing good. They're all positive role models for me. They keep me focused. They call me all the time. Hey, are you okay? Are you okay? If it's good, yeah, if it's good, Yeah. We got some work for you. You know what I mean? They keep me focused. Those are the kind of guys I try to surround myself with. You know what I mean?
Just kind of like pivoting from the initial conversation we're having right now, but they offered you work. I mean, what kind of work have you done?
Well, right now, I do charity. They got everything going on in money for the kids. I do charity.
Nice.
Single mothers, we go and cut their trees, collect shoes for the kids for school. That's their organization. That's something they started,
Yeah.
But, I'm just trying to be involved in it. I'm trying to get involved in it.
As much positivity as possible.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. Feels good.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. So you go to YA for, you said, a shooting.
Mm-hmm.
You go to YA for a shooting,
Mm-hmm.
and now you've entered another level in, the gang culture, right? Another stripe on the shoulder. You go into YA. You're YA baby now, and you all about the functions. And one thing good too is your neighborhood is pretty deep in there, probably.
Yeah.
Pretty deep, so it's a winning team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, we got homies. Everywhere I go.
Yeah, you got homies. I mean, anywhere I've gone, bro, like your hood. I got a lot of good brothers, good old school. Memories of homies from Florida, bro, that I fuck with tough. You know what I mean? So you go through the YA system. How long did you spend in YA?
About 5 years.
5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's a nice little. It's a chunk of time right there for a juvenile.
Well, I went in there. I did like 3 years. Got off for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Then that's when I went up north to Preston.
Okay. And how much time did you do that time?
About 2 years.
2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So altogether 5 years. I mean, a couple months out. I mean, little reset.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick little break maybe. But
Then I stay out 90 days and get caught up for this.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
And so how 90 days? Okay. So when you got out after the 2 years from up north,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously when the young homies, the fellas get out, you're like a celebrity, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Shady Luna's out, man. Pop, pop, pop. You feel good. You look good. And you back to like you never left, right? back in the streets, running your thing. I mean, what's mom's telling you during this time? Are you going back home to mom?
Yeah, I'm going back home to mom's, you know what I mean? But, she's always on me since I've been a little kid, you know?
Yeah.
She's always been on me. But, I was only out 90 days. So I was trying to, I was trying to work and get my little stuff together, you know what I mean? But, I was actually innocent of that crime. 38 years, I didn't do it.
Okay.
But I got caught. I got caught up in that web of a dirty system. And they railroaded me.
Okay, so we should get into that. We should most definitely get into that. What was the crime after the 90 days? And you sound like you were trying to, the 90 days, you're trying to get your little shit together. You were trying to do the right thing. I mean, 3 years and then 2 years. I mean, it's like, so you did, in your heart, you were like, man, kind of like, fuck this shit. I need to get my shit together. Is that what you're feeling, or?
Oh, I need to get my shit together, but I needed some money to come in. I needed to do something,
Yeah.
I was trying to straighten out my life a little bit, but I just if I could speak personally, I just know that, the authorities in Armani didn't like me.
They wanted you.
So, yeah, if I was a little kid,
Yeah.
So even though I was trying to change, they didn't believe it, and things happen, and I get caught up, and they expect me to tell them everything. And I'm not telling you guys, I don't know nothing.
Okay, so what was the case of the 90 days?
Attempted murder robbery.
Attempted murder robbery.
Yeah.
And they scooped you up, and sometimes, yeah, that's how they get a lot of fellas off the streets.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that got target on their back. Especially the ones that, hey, bro, yeah. So they scoop you up, just you, or did you have crimies?
I have a crimey.
Okay.
Yeah, Carlos, yeah.
Okay, so they scoop you and your crimey up, and they hit you with those charges. And what is your initial reaction to these charges?
Well, they put a couple of charges on us.
Okay.
You know how they do that. They do that. But, to be completely honest, I was in the substation, and the detective that sent me to camp when I was a little kid. He comes up to my bars. I was by myself. They separated me and my co-defendant. They separated us, and I was in a holding tank. And he comes up to me, Shady, what's going on? I don't know, what the hell? I haven't seen him since I was a little kid. He sent me to camp.
Yeah.
Now I guess I'm working homicide, robbery division, all that stuff, And he's like, hey, I want to talk to you. I said, what? He said, hey, can I ask you a couple of questions? I'm like, I guess. Well, what's up? Well, let me ask you about something. I go, hey, hold on. What are you doing? What are you doing? Well, I want to ask you about some stuff, right? I go, no. I said, no. We're not doing all that. We're not doing that. Oh, like that, huh? What do you mean like that? Oh, you're going to pay that with me, huh? I go, hey, look, man, I want a lawyer. You know what I mean? Straight up, man, I want a lawyer. I don't know what the hell's going on. I want a lawyer. You know what I mean? Oh, you're going to lawyer up on me, huh? I'm a grown-ass man. I'm not a little kid no more.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at him like, hey, man, no, I'm not that guy, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then I go to court, But he tells me, hey, I'm going to railroad you. I'm going to send you to prison. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't believe him. I'm like, whatever. I really didn't believe him. Then I go to court, I get these charges or whatever. Some of them get dropped because we have the live lineup. We didn't do them, so they get dropped and whatever, Then I go to court, and this guy starts pointing at me and my co-defendant about this crime, And I'm just looking at him like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting back. I'm trying to look. I look in the audience, and I see the detective.
Yeah.
With his arms crossed. He just looks at me and nods his head.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, this is what he's talking about.
Yeah.
This is the stuff.
Yeah.
It was just all bad after that,
Yeah. Now, how was it? 1988, you're in the county jail now. How was it in the county jail? First experience in the county jail. From obviously you were primed. Through YA and the juvenile system, but now you're in.
When I got out of YA the first time.
Yeah.
I was out for like 6 months. I went back to the county for violation.
Okay.
So that was my first time in the county.
Okay.
That was my first time.
So you already had a piece of it. But even in 1988, now you're there for the people that don't know. Because I'm sure 1988, first time I went to the county jail was 95 from East Lake Juvenile Halls. Turned 18 and Bop, They shot me straight to the Glass House downtown LA, went to the LA County Jail. But I'm sure, like 1995 and 1988, bro, there's like a difference, you know what I mean? So how was it in 1988?
Well, they got an old saying, right? Back in my days.
Okay.
If you could survive the LA County Jail, you could survive anywhere.
Yes.
And that's true.
And that was passed on to my generation
That's
as
true.
well.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Some violent ass dudes in there.
Well, yeah, because when there was homies that were in the penitentiary on the yards, and they would be fucking up, doing like some just stupid shit, right? The homie would be like, and say they're young homies or they're new homies, first time in the penitentiary, they'd be like, hey, bro, what county jail you come from? And if they said LA County Jail, they're like, nah, bro, you don't get no pass. You should know better.
Yeah.
You should know better. And that was always told to me, hey, bro, you survive LA County Jail, you survive anywhere. You know?
It's pretty rough. It can be rough.
Very rough.
Yeah, you gotta be active.
In 1988, though.
Yeah, you gotta be active, man. You gotta let it be known. You know what I mean? I'm active. This is the way it is. You know what I mean?
Most riots.
I'm ready to go.
Most riots I've been in have been in LA County Jail and Wayside. You know, like riots in the system. You know, have been in the county jail, bro. Like,
that's even more
crazy riots.
Yeah, it's more crazy right there.
Yeah.
Because it goes on and on. Don't stop
because there's no gun tower.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no gun tower. You know, they just they start shooting this shit through the bop. You know, but anyways, so 1980 they still had money there. They still have frajos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a big hustle going on in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of stuff, a lot of moving, like crazy shit.
Yeah, I picked up a case right there too, and I went to high power.
Okay.
I went to high power for like a year.
What kind of with like a stabbing case or something? Yeah. Okay. Which is a normal activity.
Normal thing.
Everybody's
doing it. You know?
Everybody's doing it. Yeah. You know. And so they send you to high power, and this is why you're fighting this murder robbery.
Yeah. Attempted murder robbery.
Attempted murder robbery. Attempted murder robbery. Okay, so the person didn't die.
No.
Okay, well, that's good. You know. And so how long do you fight this case?
I fought it for a little while. I mean, I've always known I was innocent. I've always claimed my innocence, you know. But what happened to me was, if I may?
Yeah, absolutely.
What happened to me was, I know I go to Pelican Bay, you know, I go to the hole and all that stuff, you know. And there's a couple of guys who know me, and they know I was innocent. They know I was trying to fight my case, whatever. So, you know, you run into a lot of guys who understand the law a little pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
So, a good friend of mine, Danny from Hazard, and Cricket from Rivera, who childhood friends of mine, they find out, well, Cricket was in the county with me, so Cricket knows about my case. And they find out what I'm trying to do, so they move me over to buy them. I go buy them, you know what I mean? I have my weight pile, and they start asking me to shoot my stuff. I start shooting my stuff, and they start asking me, why is your lawyer saying all this, and this? I go, he's lying, man. They go, are you sure? Because if he's being honest with me, we have to go a different way to do this for you, you know? I'm like, nah, he's lying, Holmes.
And where is this in again? What
in Pelican Bay.
In Pelican Bay.
Yeah, in the shoe right there.
Okay. But this is, so this is after you were sentenced?
Yeah, after I was sentenced,
Okay.
Yeah, I filed my appeal.
Okay.
I lost my appeal.
Okay.
Then Danny from Hazard, good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Cricket from Rivera, you know, they guys are childhood friends of mine.
Yeah.
You know, they're good with the law.
Yeah.
So, you know, they offered to help me. So I go over there, you know, they move me next door to them, and they start helping me. And we start finding out, you know, how crooked this lawyer is. We start finding out little things, man. This lawyer's not being honest. He's filing his declarations. I mean, I hope I don't get, but he's lying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, tell how it is.
Yeah. And every time he's lying, we bring into question his declaration. We bring into question his statements. You know what I mean? Everything's bring into question. You know what I mean? So, you know, I finally go back to court, whatever, like in 2000, whatever, and then, you know, the lawyers, I mean, you know, I get caught up in the system, and they're not going to let you win. I mean, this is the bottom line. You know, they're not going to let you win. So my lawyer goes around and testifies against me. You know?
Your lawyer testifies against you?
My lawyer testifies against me.
Well, let's rewind it a little bit. So when you were, how long did you fight that case for till you were sentenced? How long were you in the county jail fighting that case?
About 18 months.
18 months. Okay, and so the day you were sentenced, and what exactly did they sentence you to?
7 to life.
70 to life?
7.
7 to life.
7 to life.
Those are those old sentences, right?
Yeah.
Where there's kind of like light at the end of the tunnel when they give you a 7 to life. Because 7 to life would be translated after 7 years you're open up for board, right?
Eligible, yes.
You're eligible for board, thank you. Thank you, Jesus, that I ain't never had to, I mean, go through what you guys have gone through and everything like that. Okay, so after 7 years, so that's kind of like a good sentence for if you're going to get a life sentence back then, right? Because you're eligible for board. Even though it took you 38 years to get out, but still, it gives you light. I don't want to repeat myself again, but it gives you light at the end of the tunnel. You know, and so what was your initial reaction when you got handed down that life sentence for something that you, like you said, you maintained your innocence all this time for something you didn't do? What was going through your head? Like,
man, I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what was going on. I just couldn't believe it. You know, me and my co-defendant were in the holding tank. We got found guilty, and you know, I just remember laying down the thing. I'm just like, we're gonna do a lot of time. I just knew both of us were gonna do a lot of time. You know what I mean? Because even though we had similar life, I mean, I knew we were both active, and I knew we were gonna get caught up and stuff. I just knew it was gonna happen. You know, so I was, you know, all right. I mean, you know, it's
game time.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's get this going.
During that time frame, a lot of guys were getting life. A lot of guys I was hanging around were getting life.
The system was very corrupt.
Yeah.
Very corrupt.
Very unfair.
Unfair.
Very unfair.
Looney had told me that you spent 23 of those years in the SHU program?
Yes. I spent I got there, let me see. I was one of the guys open Pelican Bay back in I got there like in March of 90, open November 89. I got there in from the county jail I went to Tehachapi Guidance Center, and then I went to New Folsom, and then from New Folsom I was in the fish row, and you know there was a war going on, you know, so I knew from the county once I got up there's a war going on, and maybe so. Can
you say what war between what?
Us and the blacks.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
One of them things, you know.
Yeah.
But so I had a Sally who was a little older than me, and I started telling him, man, I'm gonna get off, Holmes. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm gonna get off, you know what I mean? And he's like, what? Yeah, Holmes, I'm not gonna stick around, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get off. And he's like, what are you gonna do? I go, well, you've been in the South for a while. You got nothing I could use? He goes, you really gonna do it? I go, yeah, homie, as soon as we go to chow, I'm taking off, Holmes. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna make you something. Well, he makes me something, and then in the morning he tells the COs. In the morning, I mean, that was my first bad experience, coming to prison, seeing that happened to me. I was like, I couldn't understand it, right?
This was from an older so-called homie.
Yeah, he was already in there. But so once that happened, I go to the hole, you know, and I started telling the homies what happened to me, and I didn't understand it, you know. I was like, they were like, oh yeah, that fool locked up, Holmes. I'm like, locked up? What they got to do with me? My first time in prison, I don't even know about all that stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, why did you do that to me for? He goes, hey, homie, they got to give guys up nowadays. I'm like, what? Yeah, you can't just do that, you know what I mean? When someone does that, homie, they got to give something up. And he seen you, you know, fresh, white baby, you didn't know nothing, and he used it. He seen the opportunity to get out of there. It's crazy, man. So then I go from there, I get like a 10-month SHU, you know what I mean, for my first time. And then I was supposed to go to Corcoran, but then they opened Pelican Bay. And they said, no, all you guys are going to the Bay. So about 5 or 6 buses of us, we all went to the Bay to open the SHU.
To open the SHU?
Yeah, open the SHU, yeah.
What is the definition of opening a SHU for people that don't know?
You're the first one in the cell.
First one in the cell.
Yeah, the cell still got dirt all in it from the blocks, because all they are is just big old concrete they put together.
Yeah.
There's 4 of them, you know what I mean? And then they put cement in the middle of them, you know, and they don't clean them when they leave, you know.
So how when was Pelican Bay opened? In regards to a time frame that the SHU was open. So Pelican Bay was so bad they said, hey, we need to build a SHU.
Yeah.
Which is solitary confinement for the worst of the worst in California.
Well, what they did was is that they were opening one building at a time. And then once that building got open, they would put guys in there, single cell. They were putting guys in order to hire COs. You know what I mean? The union they had. You know what I mean? So they would put guys one at a time. So that building would get full. The other building would get made, and they would put guys in there, and they would just go. Yeah,
they build, they're
filling them up, but they're single selling everybody. We're all going single selling.
Trying to play it safe.
No, in order to hire more COs.
Yeah.
You know, the union, they have a strong union.
So this is the opening of the actual prison, Pelican Bay.
Yeah.
Not just the SHU.
No, yeah, but the mainland had a different thing going on over there. You know what I mean? They had a different thing. I'm pretty sure that when our buses went this way, those buses went that way to the main line.
Got you.
You know, I think they open AR first. That's what they do. They open one building at a time.
Yeah.
Fill them up. Another bus comes, fill up the other building. That's how you open the prisons, one at a time.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean.
And so, how is it being the first one opening up Pelican Bay Shoe? Like, is there any like perks of being the first guy at this freaking new hotel?
Well, it was a lot looser. I mean, it was loose at the very beginning. You know, we had a lot of CEOs coming from Oregon.
Yeah.
And I mean, they really weren't hip on a lot of fishing, and they weren't really hip on a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So it was a little, it was a little loose. You know,
A little loose. You had a little more action with the new booty CEOs and shit.
I had to move around. You know what I mean? You know, a little bit easier. You know.
Yeah.
But you know, after a while, you know what I mean, it starts tightening up.
Yeah.
You know, guys start telling what we're doing, all that crazy stuff, and you know, they fix whatever's loose. You know what I mean? Whatever nuts and bolts they gotta fix, they fix them, and the program starts getting worse. It starts getting worse. I mean, and it's just the whatever communication or whatever movement we had, it starts getting more minimum.
Yeah.
They start doing all that, you know.
Start clamping their hands down on that neck, in a sense, you know, foot in the back of the neck type of thing. And so how was it? I mean, doing the time right there and being so young and new to that side of the system. I mean, how did you feel in solitary confinement opening up the shoe? I mean, you did a 10-month, you said, preview to that?
Yeah, I went to the mainline and I came back, and that's when I got validated.
Okay.
I got validated, and that's when they sent me back, and it was over.
It was over.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And so you're basically like, so you were kind of at this point after being validated. I think we're kind of like maybe skipping certain parts, but it's okay. But you are just like okay with being in a shoe program.
Well, I wouldn't say I was okay with it, but I mean, I accepted it. That's just the way it was.
You weren't foreign to it. You were comfortable with by this time. Like,
I knew it was bound to happen. I mean, when you start doing a lot of time, you kind of expect stuff like that to happen. I've been doing time in the hole since I was a little kid. I've been in the hole in camp. I've been in the hole in juvenile hall.
It ain't nothing to you.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but I mean, it's something I learned to accept. And you know what I mean? This is, that's just the way it goes. I mean, it's part of the game.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes you're doing time one way, and sometimes you're doing time another way.
I think by me doing all that time when I was a kid, I think mentally it helped me.
Prepared you.
Yeah, prepared me for Pelican Bay for the isolation.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of knew how to get around some things. I kind of knew when I was tripping and when I was getting depressed. I felt it. I kind of knew what to do. You know, I knew what was happening to me.
And what would you do?
Well, I started learning that the best thing for me to do was not settle up with older guys. I mean, it's for some reason it's always the older guys who, they complain a lot. You know, so. Me personally, my personal story is I would try to settle with guys who are younger than me, getting ready to go home, had stuff to talk about, have things going on for themselves, you know what I mean? Instead of being stuck with another lifer, or he's stuck doing life, I'm stuck doing life, and we're just here.
Depression.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do that, man.
Okay.
So I would try to settle with young guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Younger than me, has active, doing little things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep me young,
Keep you on the toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of guys that try to gravitate towards
that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Read a lot of books.
Danielle Steele,
Danielle Steele, man.
Jackie Collins.
Those novellas and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. A lot of homies that we've had on here, OGs, even young ones. I mean, very being in those confined solitary confinements. A lot of them educate themselves. Mm-hmm. A lot of them are very, very intellectual. They read so many books, and they just really just buckle down on a part of their mind. If their mind is a file cabinet, you know what I mean? They're using this particular file cabinet, and they're storing a lot of information, and they're just they're utilizing their time properly. What would be your kind of like your overall program in the shoe program of how it would be a good day for you in that cell?
Well, I challenged my case. Even though I had Stephen and Danny helping me, I was getting into the law a lot. That was my main focus as soon as I got there. Exercise in the morning, mandatory exercise in the morning. And, I'm just getting to law books all day, trying to understand, trying to get the hell out of there, you know what I mean? I knew I was validated. You go to committee, they tell you, are you ready? They don't even ask you how you're doing. They say, hey, Luna, are you ready? Ready for what? You're ready to debrief? I'm like, what? No, I'm not doing that stuff, man. Yeah. Okay, come back next year, you know what I mean? So I knew I had to figure out a way to get out of there.
Yeah.
And I knew the only way for me to get out of there at the time was legally. I knew I had action. I knew what the lawyer was doing to me. I knew that if I had somebody helping me out, I could get out of there. You know what I mean? I knew about the law to know enough to know that they did me dirty, and there was stuff in there that could prove it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what my whole focus on was all these years was trying to get the hell out of there, man.
You got infatuated with that, huh?
Trying not to go to that other way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get the hell out of there, man.
Yeah.
And that's what I was focused on, getting the hell out of there to the legal way. You know?
I mean, you did it the right way. You did
for sure.
You did it the way that you got to actually put in the work, put in the time to find the loopholes, study your case. I mean, damn, I'm sure by the time you were done with it,
it's crazy.
You knew you knew your case from back to front.
There's nothing. Nobody asked me about my case. I don't know what to talk about. Nobody.
Yeah.
They could ask me anything. I know exactly where to go. So exactly what happened.
What was he exactly lying about?
Well, okay, it's like this. I went to the Ninth Circuit. What happened was he filed a declaration back in the state courts. He filed a declaration saying that he did this, he did this for me.
Yeah.
So Stephen and my boy Danny,
Yeah.
they get it to courts because there has to be a record of it. So the court, Pomona Court, get at us and tell us there's no such record of that ever happening. So we were able to bring into question that lawyer's declaration because he filed it under penalty of perjury, that he did this, and this, but the records at Pomona Court will not prove it. You know what I mean? So what we did is that what basically they did is that we couldn't call the lawyer a liar, so we called into question what he said. So I wound up having a hearing in the Ninth Circuit. The Ninth Circuit had a panel, like a little jury panel, and their job was to decide whether this lawyer in fact did what he said he did, or he didn't do what he said he did. And they all ruled in my favor that there's no way he could have did what he did. So I should have got out. This happened in 2002. I should have got out.
Since 2002.
It happened in 2002.
So that was like 20 years in or something?
Yeah. This when all this happened in the Ninth Circuit.
Yeah.
So I go back to court, and now I'm a new lawyer, public defender. I ain't got no money for no fancy lawyers. Public defender.
Yeah.
He tells me, hey, your own lawyer's testifying against you. I'm like, what? What do you mean he's testifying against me? For what? Well, he's saying that you made like an outburst in court. I'm like, outburst in court? Are you serious?
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, man, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I contacted my federal lawyer I have, who's pretty good, Craig Will. He was a good guy. I contacted him and I explained to him what's going on. And I tell him, hey, what is he doing? He told me, Craig Will, my lawyer, told me, they're not going to let you win, man. Because my lawyer testified in the Ninth Circuit, which I got the transcripts of. He testified in the Ninth Circuit that he was questioning, what's going to happen to you if this guy who got sentenced to life gets his case overturned? What happens to you? And he admitted, understand, I'm probably going to go to jail. I'm going to face a financial burden.
Whoa.
I have the transcripts. You know what I mean? It happened in the federal court. I have the transcripts. So when I go back to the state court, and my lawyer starts telling me, my public defender, hey, this guy's going to say this, and I start asking what's going on, it starts saying, they're not going to let you win. They're going to do everything they can to railroad you again. That's crazy, you know what I mean? I was tripping out, right? That's crazy, right? So when that lawyer takes the stand and he starts saying all this and this, he was never cross-examined adequately. He's never brought into question about what happened to me in the federal court, but the hearing. So I try to tell the judge, hey, I want to postpone this. This is not right, and they wouldn't let me. You know what I mean, so my whole thing was, if you're saying that I said something in court in 1988 when I got in '89, whatever I got whatever my jury was, if you're going to sit here and tell me that I said something in the court, an outburst, like a confession, why didn't anybody say anything for 20-something years? Why isn't there any record of it?
Yeah.
When somebody says something in court, the judge has to make a record of it. He has to put it on the record and use it against you when you go to sentencing for aggregating factors. Why is it? I try to tell them. Why is it when I get sentenced in 1988 and I go to for sentencing, and I tell the judge once again, Your Honor, I'm innocent. Why does the judge tell me, Mr. Luna, that's all you keep saying? Why did he say, hey, Mr. Luna, you just made an outburst like 2 weeks ago? How come nobody says nothing?
There's no record of it.
There's still no record of it.
Yeah.
It's a complete lie.
So what was the motivation behind your own lawyer pursuing that vendetta or whatever you want to call it? Like, why would he do that? Like, what was the
Well, because, my personal opinion, right, is because when he was my lawyer, he kept asking me to take a deal. Take 7 years. Wait a minute, let's see what's going on first. You know what I mean? Man, just take the deal. I'm like, hey, hold on a minute, man. Don't talk to me like that, man. You know what I mean? Just, let's figure out what's going on first. You know what I mean? He tried to talk to me like I was a little ass kid. I didn't know no better. I was like, hey, man, what you're doing is not right. You know what I mean? But, I come to find out later on that he's doing this. That's how he's getting paid. He's doing these billing records, I don't know if you're aware of it, but when you got a state attorney or a public defender, they have to file a billing order into the county to get paid. And that's all they're doing is trying to get guys in there. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's all they're doing. And we proved that.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's what my lawyer told me. If you get your case overturned, he's committing perjury for his billing you. He's getting charged with stuff he didn't do. They're not going to let you win. And that's where I'm at right now.
I have a lawyer on retainer. His name is Doug Sherrod. If you guys ever need him, please go to KingKongLawyer.com. He's legit. He used to work in the federal building. He was a district attorney for the city of Los Angeles, and now he's going to bat for the other side of the fence for individuals that may have a bad day or anyways. But the reason why he left the district attorney's office is because he didn't like the unfair politics on that side of the fence. He said that at the end of the day, people, all the DAs, they would go and they would look at the board of basically statistics of who got a conviction, who didn't get a conviction. And if you got a conviction, it was a notch in your belt. You did good. You did good for the district attorney's office, But if you didn't, then you were looked at kind of like, a weak link, And these are my words. These aren't his words. He's been on the podcast and he shared that, But it's crazy the way that works. That is corruption at its highest form.
Yes, it is.
Bro, like people in positions of power to navigate this system. And you're just trying to get a paycheck for the conviction so you can close the case, so you can pay your rent or hit the strip club or maybe go feed your cocaine addiction that you have on the side, man, it's really it's unfortunate, man. And you had to suffer 38 years of your life, from that corrupt system, and I'm sorry you went through that, but who knows, maybe it saved your life, I don't know,
Let's take a break.
Yeah, let's take a break. We're gonna be right back with Shady, Luna.
Left, right, left. Hold. Right, base. Goonies, who run these streets? I don't think they can hear you, my dogs. Who run these streets? Ain't no paid actors around here, my dogs. Ain't no Instagram models, and ain't no internet bangers. Nothing but the streets, baby. Nothing but the realists. These are the streets. We are the streets. And out here, when we run these streets, there's only one brand on our back, and that's Pro Club, baby. Goonies, what we got on our back? Pro Club! One more time for the suckers in the back. Pro Club! It's Pro Club, baby. Don't play with this shit. We out here. Pro Club!
Looking for some good quality cannabis? I mean, killer quality cannabis. Hit up the folks at Killakush. They specialize in bringing the best quality from OG to exotic. They
got it all, baby.
I want you to follow them on Instagram at killakush.official, at killakush.official, or hit them up at Drip Fits Apparel in the city of Whittier for the latest Killakush merch drops located at 13800 Leffingwell Road in the city of Whittier. Check it out. Killakush is our #1 sponsor, man. They go to bat for us through thick, through thin, up, down, one of our oldest sponsors. Please, if you need that medicine, go to Killakush, my dogs. Please, go to Killakush. Support the ones that are supporting us. Killakush, baby, let's go. Calling all bakers and chefs. Upgrade your kitchen with Origin Bakery and Restaurant equipment. Top quality ovens, mixers, and more at unbeatable prices. Perfect for your next culinary creation. Visit Origin today at 10441 Rush Street in the city of South Omani. Once again, that is 10441 Rush Street, South Omani. Or check them out online, Origin Bakery Equipment. Their phone number, matter of fact, just reach out to him right now. Let me give you his direct phone number. That's 626-579-3580. And follow them on Instagram at Origin Bakery Equipment LLC. Thank you, baby. You want to get out that apartment? You ready to buy yourself a crib? You're tired of giving your money to that bum-ass landlord, that slumlord? Check it out. When you buy yourself a house, instead of giving the money to the slumlord, you're actually putting the money back in your pocket through the mortgage. A lot of people think that, man, I'm not in the position to buy a house. You never know, bro. And for free right now, you can call my boy Andrew. He helped me buy a crib, dog. Can you imagine that? This fool Lucky got a house. He owns a house. Yes, I do, dog. And this is the dude that helped me get the crib. His name is Andrew Quesada at Prime Equity Mortgage. Call him right now or text him right now at 626-825-6565. And you also can find him on Instagram or TikTok at AndrewQuesada.homeloans. Check it out, my dogs. This is free. You can text them. You can DM them right now. The phone number's right here. Reach out to the boy Andrew, man. That's my dog right there. He's an honest dude. You can trust him. He's taking care of all of Southern California. Tap with him. You best believe when you got a Hood Stocks podcast, when you got a Hood podcast and it's called Hood Stocks, you never know what can go wrong. So you best believe we got the best criminal defense attorney on retainer. His name is Doug Sherrod. And if you'd like to reach out to him, you can find him at KingKongLawyer.com. Casey?
KingKongLawyer.com.
Tap in, my dogs. The best in the West. He used to be a district attorney, bro, but he got tired of the unfair politics on that side of the fence, so now he's going to bat on this side. You had a bad weekend. Tap in once again, Casey.
KingKongLawyer.com.
Let's go. Hey, I'd like to give a shout out to Antonio and Ashley out of the Midwest in Des Moines, Iowa. The store is called Melrose Fashion. Melrose Fashion in Des Moines, Iowa. Midwest, stand the fuck up. Yeah, man. We got sponsors out of the Midwest, man. And shout out to you. Shout out to Antonio. Shout out to Ashley. Okay, check it out. They got all the West Coast streetwear from Shaka Wear, Ben Davis, Dickies, Levi's, 501, FB County, SDL, and so much more. This is the one-stop shop to get G'd up from the feet up, baby. You're going to go to a concert. You're going to take baby out. I mean, you're going to go to a wedding, man. You want to get creased up, G'd up, all that good shit, man. Hey, this is the spot to go to, man. And they also have a clothing line, Melrose Boulevard. If you're in the area, I want you to go to 3850 Murley Hay Road inside the Murley Hay Mall in Des Moines, Iowa. Shout out to Des Moines, Iowa, man. I love my homies out there. Check them out too. And peep game, if you're not in the Midwest, no worries, my dog. Wholesale, best prices in the game. I want you to go to melrose-fashion.square.site. Melrose-fashion.square.site. Once again, come on, let's say it together. Melrose-fashion.square.site. Thank you, Pepita. And also, too, I want you guys to follow my Instagram at Melrose_fashion_DMI. Let's go. Peep game, man. We have the best tattoo artists in the Southland, baby. Gangland, baby. Don't play with this shit, dog. This is my dog, Oscar, man. His work is simply amazing, in Casey's words. Simply amazing. Line work, portraits. The man is a beast at the black and gray, man. He's got that soft shading, baby. You know what I mean? He got that West Coast, that LA motherfucking bop. Don't play with this shit. I want you to hit up my boy. You tell him Hoodstock sent you. He gonna give you the deal of the century. Matter of fact, text him right now or call him 626-722-2898 or DM him right now on Instagram at
art-driven_Oscar.
Thank you, Casey. Thank you, my dog. Hoodstocks has got a special announcement. All right, for anyone that's struggling or knows someone that's struggling with any kind of mental health or any drug addiction, alcohol addiction, check it out, man. We just partnered up with Strive Forward Recovery, located in the San Fernando Valley. You can hit them up right now at 818-812-8455 for any questions you might have. They work with anyone in the entire U.S., from the East Coast to the West Coast. The doors are open for you, all races, all colors. But I'm going to tell you this is Latino owned. So if you're Latino, hey, Latinos taking care of Latinos. It's a beautiful home in the city of Studio City, nestled in a very upscaled neighborhood, swimming pool. They have all the programs. I just had a tour of the facility and it's absolutely amazing. If I have any loved ones or friends, I'm most definitely going to be sending them there. You can, if you don't want to call the phone number and you just want to hit them on the DM, you can do that too. And their Instagram is at Strive Forward Recovery. Let them know that Hood Stock sent you, man, and they're going to take care of you. Thank you. Got broken, unused, old, or unwanted jewelry sitting around? Whether it's gold or silver, D. Leo, the jeweler, is buying now and paying top quality. Whether it's broken, whether it's scrap, chains, rings, watches, whatever you got, fast and free quotes. He's gonna give you top dollar, dog. Don't play with it. My boy D. Leo, the jeweler, is the only jeweler that I mess with, man. He does custom jewelry. He's got wholesale prices. The boy is the absolute plug. D. Leo, the jeweler. Follow him on Instagram. Once again, that's D. Leo, D-A, jeweler. Follow him on Instagram, or you can call or text him right now at 213-259-7646. Tap in with the big dog. Check 1, 2. Check. Hey, thank you everybody for tapping in, man. I appreciate you guys. We had up to like 700 people here at one point. Really, really appreciate it, man. I know it's Sunday afternoon. I know we got the Mexico game popping off with England. You know what I did, guys? I'll tell you real quick. So I went on that Chowshi, what's that betting app? Kalashi, something like that. A couple weeks ago, man, and I put $150 for Mexico to win everything. So if Mexico wins everything, bro, it's $3,000, dog. Nice. But when I put the bet in, it said Mexico had like a 3% chance. But I'm telling you this right now, I say all that to say this, that if Mexico beats England today, bro, you're not gonna get that bet no more. The percentage is gonna go way up. You know, the percentage is gonna go way up, and I'm rooting for Mexico and the USA. You know what I mean? Yes. And yeah. Check it out, man. We're sponsored by Blue Box Peptides. BlueBoxPeptides.com. BlueBoxPeptides.com. For limited time, get 25% off all peptides with promo code SUMMER26. So, you know what? Honestly, I'm taking a lot of peptides right now, man. I'm taking all kinds of shit that's just got me functioning like a younger Luck, you know, in a healthy way. Whether you're looking for the latest GLP-1 weight loss products, ready to ride, I still can't say that shit right. TRT options, skincare peptides like GHK, CU, and anti-aging compounds, recovery products, and more. Blue Box Peptides has you covered. Okay, fast shipping, quality products, unbeatable customer service. Go to BlueBoxPeptides.com. Sorry, guys. BlueBoxPeptides.com. Use promo code SUMMER26 and get yourself 25% off, and that's site-wide. You get 25% off if you use SUMMER26. You know what I mean? I'm taking a lot of the peptides, man, and I feel absolutely great. I feel amazing. There's certain these Wolverine stack that I take after a grueling workout, this, that, bop, bop, bop. You take it at the nighttime, and man, I get the greatest rest, and then when I wake up, I feel brand new. I mean, brand new in the sense of my body is like repaired. It's rejuvenation is, bro, this shit works, dog. Yeah. This shit works, homie. Straight up, BlueBoxPeptides.com. I stamp it, I confirm it. This shit fucking works. And the greatest thing I get from them, I get a little money from them, bro, but I get the peptides all day long. And that's the greatest payment right there, you know, because it's working. I feel it. I really feel it. And we're also sponsored by Always Gone, porta potty restroom rentals anywhere, anytime. If you need a porta potty for your quinceañera, you need a porta potty for your mother-in-law, you're tired of her shitting in your house because just fucking shit is just fucking everywhere, bro. You know what I mean? She's blowing up the fucking bathroom, dog. Get her a porta potty, put it in the backyard. Let her know that's her new restroom right there. Right, Casey?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait, hold on. Right, Casey?
Yeah.
Wait, right, Casey?
Yes, sir.
Oh, there you go, right there. Let me turn these mics on, dog. Porta potties. If you're a small contractor, you know, you gotta have a porta potty in front of the crib. You know what I mean? While you're working on that house, because you don't want your workers blowing up their bathroom. Porta potties for anything, anytime, anywhere. And these porta potties are nice porta potties, man. You know, I am a porta potty connoisseur because I work construction. You know what I mean? So I know a good porta potty. I know a bad porta potty. And these are good porta potties. Before I signed the contract with Always Gone, I said, hey, bro, I need a shit in one of your porta potties before we sign this contract. You know what I mean? Because the blue water's got to be a certain level. Because if the blue water's too high and you drop a motherfucking massive fucking dookie, that motherfucking shit splat up in your shit, then there's no contract being signed. Well, you know what? Everything was porta potty perfection in my books. And if you'd like to contact Always Gone, 714-650-1956. 714-650-1956. Let me just say it one more time for the people that hear slow, which is me sometimes. I mean, sometimes I hear slow. 714-650-1956. Always Gone. Thank you for your support right here at Hoodstocks, man. All right, let's get back here with Shady Luna, man. Oh, man. So, I bet you don't want to see I bet you don't want to see a top ramen, and you don't want to see a noodle. Well, 38 years, man, and you in these shoe programs, so you rely on that tienda. I mean, were you fortunate enough to have a little money coming in and being able to just?
I mean, I got by. You know what I mean? I got by. You know, I'm not one of those guys that had a lot of store, but I got by. You know, I can't complain. You know,
I was never one of those guys that had a lot of store, but 38 years, man, I would have been in bad shape. You know what I mean?
It had its phases, you know, something that would do good, something not so good, you know.
So you learned how to navigate through that. Like when you had it, hey,
yeah,
I got it.
Last.
You make it last, right? Yeah.
Only eat a top ramen on Sundays. That's it. You know what I mean? Save it with the eggs in the morning.
Damn, bro, that's different.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah,
that's bad, bro. When you gotta save this top ramen all the way to Sunday.
Always Sunday.
Sheesh, man. How much easier is it to do time when you have support from the streets, and especially financial support? Let's be honest.
that can make or break you.
Yeah.
I mean, in my personal opinion, just my personal opinion, it seems as though that's one of the first things that gets to a lot of guys when they're in the hole. You know what I mean? They start realizing that they don't got nothing, and starts messing with their minds. You know what I mean? Nobody cares about them. You know what I mean? They're stuck back here. They're not going to the store. I mean, it seems to me that that's one of the first things that gets to them. You know, they're alone, and it's just building up inside of them. You know, and they no longer want to be there. You know?
Yeah.
Not all of them. I'm not saying all of them, but you know, the guys I've been around, it seems like you could tell they're going through something. You know, nobody's right, because in those days we didn't have tablets. I mean, bare minimum what we could have. And, you know, sometimes it gets to some of these guys, they can't have nothing. You know, and they feel like, you know, they feel as though, you know, things are not just fair. Things are not fair for them. You know, and just bills. You know, maybe not right away, but it builds on them. It seems to me.
Until it just fucking they implode.
Yeah.
And it breaks them.
Yeah, sad, man. Some good guys, you know, but you know, that's their story, you know.
Well, back to the spread thing. We got to have you on here one time, because we do recipes for spreads here. I mean, we'll give you some time, man. You know what I mean? But
Give him some time.
we'll give you some time, bro, to just really. But like, we'd like to get you back and get one of your professional spreads right here. You know what I mean? Because there is an art to making a spread. You know what I mean? If you like, motherfuckers like to hear it or not. But man, you're doing good, bro. You're having a good month. You know, first draw, second draw, whatever you go, bop, you hit yourself a nice bag, or you know what I mean. You got yourself a good little hustle cracking off right there, and you're able to obtain some. Or you got a great celly, you know what I mean. And you know, boys spoiled fucking rotten. You know what I mean.
It's always good when you have a celly that goes to the store.
Yes.
That's the first thing you ask. You go to the store?
Yeah,
First
right.
You ask them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because if we don't, bro, and we both broke,
Yeah, it's all bad,
yeah,
man.
two broke motherfuckers in a cell, bro.
Now go to work.
It's not gonna work, bro.
Not gonna work.
No, there's too much hunger pains in there,
Yeah.
man. You know,
Find the littlest things to argue about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, easily, man. And it's so great when you can just wake up in the morning and be like, hey, bro, you want a shot? Make a shot. Bam, got the Folgers. Or, you know, lunchtime, you can even maybe make yourself a little butt naked to put in the sandwich, or chop up the lunch meat, bop, put it in the bowl. You know what I mean? It's just...
Or buy a candy bar.
A candy bar,
That's
yeah.
when you know you're doing good.
Yeah, when you got candy bars.
What's
Candy
bar?
bars is a luxury.
Yeah, then you know
Fuck
you're
a
doing
soup
good.
and a bar of
Yeah.
motherfucking Irish Springs. Let's talk about a candy bar, you know what I mean?
Because that $1.50, man, that's a lot of money.
I had this with Sally in Susanville 3 Yard, Ray from Marijuana Locals, and he came to, he's a pastor now, he's doing great, shout out to Ray, but Ray Dog, matter of fact. But anyways, he came on the podcast and he reminded me of a time that we were in a cell, and he said that I had this honey bun. You know what I mean? He goes, I know Lucky didn't want to share it, you know, because he accuses me of this, bro. I open up the honey bun, you know what I mean? I put the peanut butter on top of it, you know what I mean? And he said, instead of cutting it in half, he said that I cut it in like a 75-25%.
Yeah.
Which to this day, Ray, you're fucking lying, bro. You know, but I've always just like, you know, if I can get a couple cases a month, bro, I'll be good, and I'll stretch them bad boys, you know what I mean? Chinese soup, put a little sugar in that bitch, you know what I mean? Anyways, but if you were able, what is your favorite recipe to make? If you know what I mean, you balling, bro, it's a good month. What do you go for? The tuna, the chili bean?
The tuna, I love tuna.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love tuna. If I could buy some seafood, I'll buy seafood. You know, now they sell like little shrimps and stuff like that.
Okay.
I like the seafood because that's different for me, you know.
Yeah.
Especially coming out to the mainlands.
Yeah.
I mean, the canteen store from the mainland is completely different from the zoo.
Okay.
Come to you can buy sodas and ice creams.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't had a soda and ice cream for years, you know.
Yeah.
So come out here, man. You just don't know how it feels to drink a soda, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to share it with nobody, you know.
That carbonated motherfucking sugar fuel right there, man, is
Ice
just
cream,
hits
you know?
you like, ah! Yeah.
Popcorn, simple little things, you know.
Yeah, simple little things. Absolutely. And getting out from the shoe is kind of like paroling, right?
Yeah,
Like
it
you
is.
get into the main line, that's a whole level of freedom from the shoe program. Like you get your cell unlocked. I mean, you've gone back and forth with getting out the shoe with that, huh?
Yeah, well, the first time I did like about 11 years. Well, the first time I did like 10 months. Then remember they named me out to the mainland for a while. Then I did like 11. I got validated. Did like 11 years. Then the Castillo.
Wait, you
case,
did 11 years in the shoe?
Yeah. Then the Castillo case kicked in. Remember the Castillo case?
With the hunger strikes?
No, Castillo case was something that happened back in like 99 or 2000. When
Okay.
They started letting a couple of guys out.
Okay.
Well, I was one of the guys that let out, and they sent us to Cali Pat.
Yeah.
But it was like a setup. They put us over there for a while, and then Sacramento the squad, I guess from San Diego all the way down. All the guys that let out the shoe, they started picking them up and brought us all back. You know what I mean? They brought us all back. And then some. So that's when I did like another 12 years. You know?
In the shoe.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
You built different, bro. You just, they don't, man, there's not a lot of OGs like you that are out here that can sit, you know what I mean, that are breathing the same air as us regular folk out here. I mean, I'm gonna consider myself a regular folk when I'm around individuals like you know what I mean? Bro, you, man, shout out to you for just fucking being able to just fucking gangster yourself through that shit. I mean, did you ever have to turn to God or pray or anything like that? Are you a believer in Jesus Christ?
I don't believe it, but I got a friend of mine, Gilbert.
Yeah.
He's a pastor. He used to be all into the gangs, all into the drugs. He was just like, you know, the best of us, you know what I mean? But over the years, he's a pastor now. And he's the one I confide in when I'm struggling with something. He's the one I talk to. Now. But even in there.
Even in there.
Yeah, for the last, I've been out there, I did 38 years. So for at least 38 years, every year he sent me a birthday card.
Nice.
Every year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every year. He never forgot my birthday.
Wow, that's amazing.
He might not have wrote to me during the year.
Yeah.
But I always got a birthday card from him.
That's
so
amazing.
Shout out to Gilbert, man.
Yeah.
Never forgot about me.
But when you faced hard times in a cell, maybe mentally, like what would you turn to for strength?
I would say I turn to God.
Yeah.
You know, in my own little way. You know?
In your own little way.
Yeah, in my own little way, you know.
Is it a certain type of weakness shown for individuals that turn to God while in those environments?
Well, it seems as though not too many guys like to speak about it, you know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure everybody does. You know?
Everybody does.
Yeah,
Thank you for saying that.
Does, you know?
Yeah. But they don't like to speak about it because it's frowned upon a little bit.
Yeah. People start, you know, making their judgment calls on you and wondering what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, what's going on with you?
Yeah, because you can't start conducting prayer call in the shoe, right?
Oh, yeah, I can do that, you know. Can do that.
Attention on the theta.
Yeah, I can do that.
Prayer call. Looney's gonna sing a couple of Bible hymns first. Looney with his good fucking opera voice, you know what I mean?
Everybody back there is kind of going through their own struggles, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, at least when I was there, everybody's done time. Everybody's going through their own struggles, whether it's politics or whether it's the girl. I mean, that's dealing with girls and dealing with women in their relationships. That's a hard thing, you know?
Yeah.
Some guys are going through their own little struggles in there, you know what I mean? That's just the way it is.
But I think sometimes that keeps your brain occupied, right? To go through, to actually have a struggle with a female in there, because there's some dudes that don't have that struggle, right?
Yeah, those are good problems, though.
Those are good problems,
Good
right?
problems.
Yeah,
Having a woman.
keep you occupied. You know what I
It's a
mean?
good problem.
Man, this fucking whoa. You know what I mean? Hey, homie, check this out. And the homie's like, what she do now, dog? I mean, yeah, fuck that bitch. You know what I mean? Excuse my language. You know what I mean? There's a woman in the house right now, but yeah, man, those are good conversations, man. I mean, I think the best therapy that I had was just talking shit with the fellas and shit, and sharing. Yeah. We both always sharing our what's going on. Or hey, dog, I got this letter. Read this letter right here I just got. You know what I mean? We read each other's letters and be like, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's good to be in a station where all the homies got something going on.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody got something to share. Everybody got something exciting to talk about. You know? Those are good parts. Everybody's going to the store, getting in the business store.
Yeah.
Everybody's spreading. You know, we're all watching sports together. We're all gambling.
Yeah.
Those are good times. You know, those are good parts to be in. You know?
There's the times where I'll be like, hey, like one of the homies, I'll be like, hey, fool, man, fuck this bitch, homie. I'm gonna send this letter. Hey, read it first. What do you think? And we read it, and the homie would give me some good advice, and he'd be like, hey, Luck, you know what? Maybe you should sleep on that one right there. That one's a little rough right there, bro. You talking a lot of shit, dog. You know what I mean? And we in here, you know. So sometimes the homies will give you some like really, really good advice. You know what I mean? And be like, don't send that out yet, fool. Just sleep on it and read it in the morning. And I'll be like, all right, dog. Or sometimes I'll be so. Anyways, bro, you know, nah, fuck that, pop, and send it out and be like, damn, I should have listened to the homie, you know what I mean? You know, now I done cut myself off, you know, thought I was trying to be a boss up in this bitch, you know what I mean? Yeah. When they really hold the power on the streets, right? You know what I mean? But so from 1988 to 2025, you were in the penitentiary. You were incarcerated.
February 23rd, 2026.
So 26, matter of fact. Let's get this correct. From 1988, from 2026, you have been locked in a cage, Not one time did they say, hey, Shady, we just gonna let you out and you can run to the liquor store. We're gonna get yourself some of that good stuff around the corner, and from there, bop, 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 whoop, whoop. No, bro. There ain't no breaks. There was no breaks in 38 years. You were in there for 38 years. Let's talk about the evolution of the CDC, now CDCR, you know, the evolution of what you've seen from 1988 to 2026, man. A lot of shit has changed in there.
Well, the one thing I've noticed is that every 8 years or every 10 years, there's always something drastic that happens in the CDC that affects everybody. You know, first of all, it came with the 3 strikes. That was a big change. Changed everybody's program.
Yeah,
Then they started building all these prisons. That was a big change. You know, so they're always doing something to structure the program differently that affects everybody. Then you got these new guys that come in. You know, I did a lot of time, so I was able to see different generation of guys coming in, and I was able to see that they're a little different. You know what I mean? The guys that are coming in now are a little bit more watered down to me. You know what I mean? They weren't the way they were when I first came to prison. Everybody was just different, you know. So I started realizing, you know, as time went by, man, that things are really changing in here, and not for the good, you know.
Not for the good. How do you feel about the 38 years in the penitentiary, and all of a sudden you got homies that are representing, you know, the same Ronfla, right?
Yeah.
As you, but now they are really free with using the N-word.
Oh, that's crazy as hell, man. That's just so disrespectful, man. That's just so disrespectful.
Who is it disrespectful to?
To our race.
Yeah.
To our race, man. I mean, sometimes I hear it, I'm like, you know, I don't understand it. I don't understand where it started from. I don't understand it, you know.
Hip-hop music.
Okay, well, hip-hop music.
It started from that.
But you gotta remember, I was in the shoe, and we didn't have radios.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to keep up on the different music going on.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
But now I see, you know, how these guys are growing up. It's not just that word. It's like, you know, it's like this dope they're on is completely different.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the way they function is different. The way they talk and the way they see things and the way they conduct themselves is completely different. It's just strange to me, man. I do have a hard time adapting with that kind of stuff.
You had a hard time adapting to it?
I still do.
Still do.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
I can imagine. I can imagine, man, that yeah. And it's not only disrespectful to the you know, the race, but it's also disrespectful to the blacks as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's disrespectful to them as well. You know, I mean, let's be fair about it, you know. But you have to you have a hard time adapting to it, but you have to adapt to it because this is the new runners, the new gunners, the new hitters, the youngsters, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's would you consider it a young man's game?
For sure it is. These young guys nowadays are pretty wild, man. They don't think, man. You know, they don't think, and it seems to me they got access to more shit that I had when I was growing up. Now everybody's strapped up and something.
Yeah, but just in there, in regards to the evolution of the prison system. I mean, what else besides the different youngsters coming in, which you considered watered down? Mm-hmm. You consider
not all of them.
Not all of them.
But you know, there's some that, you know, they don't want to do nothing no more. They don't want to. They're not very active like that anymore. I mean, I'm just being honest on my personal feelings, you know. You got some guys in there that, you know, serious about what's going on.
100%.
Yeah, but then you got a lot of these guys that, you know, they don't want to do nothing. I mean, when I first came to prison, everybody wanted to do something. Everybody was getting involved in something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody was participating.
Mandatory program.
Yeah. You know, and nowadays these guys, you know, they don't want to do push-ups. They don't want, you know what I mean? They don't want to do nothing. You know?
They don't want to do push-up, man.
Yeah, start complaining. You know, and it's to help them.
Yeah.
It's to help them stay in shape. It's to help them get those drugs off of them.
They don't appreciate.
It benefits them. They don't realize it, man. Hey, that exercising has a meaning to it, man.
They don't appreciate the discipline.
They don't. They have none.
And they're like, are they like bad kids in there? That they just are kind of like, you know, kind of like with parents, like older homies trying to tell them, hey, bro, come on, man, bop, 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 and they lashing out at their parents in a sense.
Well,
or
see,
how is it?
You know,
what I mean?
you see how like we talked about how evolution has changed things in prison. That's another thing that happened, because I remember when I was young, I was able to go to YA, and I was able to build a structure for myself. I was able to, you know, have boundaries. I was able to understand rules.
Yeah.
And I started realizing, because I hang around a lot of these youngsters, I started realizing that these guys are coming to prison at a young age, and they're expected to be men. You know what I mean? A lot of them are not. You know what I mean? They're expected to have boundaries. They're expected to have rules, and a lot of them don't. You know what I mean? They come straight from the county jail to prison, and they can't deal with it, man. They start being problems. They don't understand, you know? And that's because, in my personal opinion, because they don't have that, they don't get to go to YA no more. And YA helps you develop into something to come to prison.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's just the way it is, you know?
Yeah.
iPad kids are now in prison.
What's that?
I said iPad kids now in prison.
iPad kids now in prison.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and they're expected to be men. You know what I mean? Expected to follow the rules. A lot of them can't. They're wild. I mean, and I do understand.
Yeah.
I mean, because I was that age in YA, and I was fighting, and I was doing that. And now you come to prison, you can't do that. You can't be doing that. You know what I mean? And they get in trouble, and they don't understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're still kids. So, you know, I try to explain to the homies that are doing things, hey, homie, they're kids. Fool. You guys got to be a little more understanding with them, homie. You know, they're kids.
Can't be so heavy-handed with them.
Man.
Yeah.
Because then you're gonna make them not want to be around us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not good.
And back to that saying, make them, don't break them, right?
Yeah, you know?
Yeah, but it's always been, it's like, even my initial entry into the system, it was more like, bro, if you ain't gonna make it yourself, you gonna get broke. You're gonna get broken. I mean, I've just seen a lot of, I mean, I'm sure you have too, but just to be like, you were raised in the system, you grew up, you spent your life in the system, you know, you is what you know the system. You know the system better than anyone in the free road right now. You know, I mean, you are a professional within surviving in the system because you have survived. You have excelled, and you have not been shy to step up to the plate and do what you had to do in the system because you understood it's a game, and hey, I'm not going to be coming off the bench. I'm going to be a part of the starting five, right? You know?
Sure.
Yeah. But once again, back to the evolution of since 1988. Okay, they took the money out the county jail. I mean, the weights, they took them in the late 90s, 2000s.
Family visits.
They taken the tobacco. They took the family visits from the lifers. I mean, you can keep going and going. Like, what other pivotal points would you say that were that you experienced in there of the evolution of CDC? Now we got the 50-50 yards.
Oh, yeah, man. Got those 50-50 yards.
And why do they call them 50-50 yards, bro? Because if you're on that yard, you're 100% now considered deemed no good in the GP section, right?
Yeah, well, from what I understand, I mean, from what I understand, it's like, they changed the whole the 128G or the 128B, whatever that
Title
is.
15?
The Chrono.
Oh, the 128G, yeah.
Yeah, 128G. They changed all that.
And how has it changed from when you knew it?
Yeah, before, it's to tell you exactly where you came from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It comes from this place, and general population, it would say that. Now it doesn't say that.
Because you always had to produce your 128G or your 114 lockup order, right?
And they're aware of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The administration is aware of what's going on.
Okay, so now they're not giving the information.
Yeah, they're changing. It's supposed to be, from what I understand. I mean, I haven't personally seen them, but it's right before I left, all this was going on. The guys were coming from the reception center, and all the paperwork was changing, so you don't know where it came from. You're still gonna find out, though. I mean,
you're gonna find out.
Yeah,
Somebody's gonna, and so now it can come back to word of mouth, which is dangerous too sometimes because it could be someone that's just a hater on the individual. You know what I mean?
It's a small world there. You're gonna find out.
Yeah, you'll find out 100%.
It's even smaller now because we don't got a place to go.
Yeah. And so how do you feel about the game, the system, that when you entered into that game, that system, that adult system, it was full blown gangster shit, you know? It was fucking like, bro, like, you gonna hold on to this ride, you know what I mean? Like, this is a serious system. Probably one of the most deadliest systems in the United States is CDC. Like, bro, like it's rough, right? Trying to get back to my thought, man. But so now the game is kind of like there's a lot of people that are on these 50-50 yards. Like now the main line, or which considered GP, is kind of like it's a very, very small percentage. What would you consider the percentage between like the no good yards and the good yards?
About 80-20.
80-20?
At least.
80-20. 80 is no good and 20 is good?
At least, sad reality, but
So it's done with.
Yeah, more basically, you know, but
I mean, respectfully, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I say that, you know what I mean? Like it's a sinking ship that once upon a time ago was, you know, it was the Titanic, you know what I mean? It was a thriving system in regards to certain side of the game, you know? It's done with, would you, I mean, not done with, but it's coming to an end?
well, it's a lot of changes going on. But see, I'm not even there no more. So you know, I gotta leave it up to those guys to do all that.
100%.
You know what
And
I
I'm
mean?
not trying to be disrespectful or any way or speak down on anything. You know what I mean? I got to really watch my words, and so you know what I mean. I just it just blows my mind. It's a tough conversation to be had because there is serious, respectable men that are still on this 20% of the side that kept their head above the water and you know what I mean, honorable people, bro.
I feel for them. Trust me. I feel for them.
Right?
I feel for them.
Yeah, that's a good way of saying it too.
There's
You know
some
what I mean?
good guys in there, man. There's some good guys in there.
100%. But that 80-20, and I always wanted to give it a little more for the solid fellas. You know what I mean? But if you would know way better than I would know that. You know what I mean? Given that percentage right there is crazy, man.
Yeah, sad, man.
Yeah. And so there's no wow, who knows where. Anyways, let's change the subject on that. You know, so you're getting through your 38. You're getting towards the end of your 38 years. You go to board. Okay, and so this is your final. This is like not your final, but let's get to the last board you went to, where you were granted parole.
Yeah.
You know, let's talk about what led up to that. You know, you're studying of the case, and then how after board, how soon you were released from there.
Well, you know, at the very beginning, I really didn't think I was going to have to go to board because I thought I was going to get my case overturned.
Okay.
You know, through the appeal process. So I wasn't really taking the board too serious, you know. But then, you know, when I lost my appeal again, and I go back to board, you know, they start telling me, you know, Mr. Luna, you know, if you don't get it together, you're going to die in here. Straight up. You don't get it together, you're going to wind up dying in here. You know, just something pretty shocking to hear from somebody like that, you know. So, you know, I started realizing that, you know, there's changes, there's positive changes going on in there. There's homies that are pushing guys to get educated.
Yeah.
There's pushing homies that, hey, you know, try to go home. Go home. You know, that's being pushed in there. That was being pushed on me. Hey, get the hell out of here, Shady. Take these classes, you know, these softball classes, and do what you got to do and get out of here. You know what I mean? So that's what I did. You know, I go to board, and I really don't know how to answer all these damn questions they have. You know what I mean? So I started taking it serious. You know, I started hanging around the fellows that are taking these classes and teaching these classes. You know, I started understanding myself. I started understanding what empathy is, and you know, I started understanding my childhood. You know, I go back to board. You know, and I started presenting myself to board, and you know, they finally said, "Okay, Mr. Luna, you ready to go home?" Yeah, I finally accomplished what they asked me, but they've been asking me to do for the last 20 years. Took them a while, you know what I mean?
Yeah, took them a while to come around.
Yeah, because they told me at one time, "Yo, Mr. Luna, you're doing good. You started late. You know what I mean? You started pretty late, but you're doing good. Just keep it up, and you come back in 3 years." You know.
Real quick, Casey, do we have his Zelle and his Cash App up there?
Yeah.
So check it out, everybody. This is what we do right here. Let's help OG out right here. You know what I mean? He's barely out a few months. Let's him out with some cash flow. You know, shit. Help him get a car, whatever the hell he needs. Let's really go in on this one right here, man. Goonies, let's go in on this one. What's this Cash App for people that are not going to be able to see the chat? Casey.
It's William Luna 73.
William, okay, Cash App is $ William Luna 73. $ this is on Cash App, $ William Luna 73. And then his Zelle is?
Your phone number, do you want to?
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Put the phone number.
I can't even remember.
It is, hold on, 626-542-0576. 626-542-0576.
Yeah, and I'll put that up later on a post, man. Casey, if you take a picture of that and send that to me, so I can put that on a post. I really want to make sure this brother is taken care of from the community, the Goonies. You know what I mean? We got a good one out here. and we need to take care of each other, you know. And
Just put it on the screen too.
yeah, thank you guys, thank you Casey so much for that. But so
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely, man. This is just what we do right here for the good ones, you know what I mean? So basically they told you took you a long time to come around because you could have accomplished this maybe years back.
Yeah, for sure.
So you could have been out.
Yeah, I could have been for sure. But I was still involved in stuff. I was still doing things I shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't want to stop.
Didn't want to stop.
Then when you're in the hole, in order to get out, if you're a lifer, you have to go through that process. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's something I wasn't going to do. So
And that is debriefing.
yeah, the debriefing
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
That's what basically kept me back there longer, going through that. Because back during the hole, they didn't have self-help classes. They barely started those a couple of years back.
Yeah.
But at the very beginning, they didn't have nothing. So you would go to board with nothing. Just, okay, I'm ready to go home. Or stuff like that. They're like, no, you have to, debrief if you want to go home.
You know what
But things changed a little bit, you know what I mean? Guys started going home and started doing their programs, bringing it to the shul. So we were able to take self-help classes in there and then come out, take self-help classes. You have to take the self-help classes.
Yeah. And have they really these self-help classes did they really help you?
Yeah, I could say they did. They made me take a very good look at my life. They made me understand my childhood and why I made certain decisions I did. And, it made me have a lot of regrets. It made me, I started having to be accountable for what I do. It made me stop and think and reflect on, what's going on with me. They really helped me out a lot.
But you were also innocent of the crime
Yeah.
that you were convicted for.
Yes.
So, getting through that, anger, right?
Well, see, for a lot of years when I did go to board, they would ask me about the crime, and I would tell them I'm innocent. But then it wasn't until after I started taking all these classes and I started realizing that, maybe I'm not innocent. Maybe I'm innocent of the crime itself, but I'm perpetuating for giving that lifestyle, that gang lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm paying the price for it. You know what I mean? That's how I had to look at it.
That's a hard pill to swallow, though.
Yeah, it is.
Especially being innocent, though. You still had to take some type of accountability for, your previous record before the case. You know what I mean? And just be like, you know what? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I feel it, man. It takes
Insight. How to have insight.
Yeah, it takes a big person to really take that pill, swallow it, and but you did it. And congratulations to you, man.
Thank you.
On that. So you're finally out. I mean, the pro board told you when the pro board told you how soon did they say you're going to leave?
Well, it works like once they grant you parole, you still got to go to the governor.
Okay.
The governor has your approval. He has like about 180 days or something like that.
Yeah.
So you're in limbo for 180 days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the governor would take them from you, or somebody they'll just take it from you, and then you got to go back to board and go through the process.
Yeah.
Because it's during that time they do their own private investigation on you, see what they could find. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're not really out until that 180 days is up. Once that 180 days is up, you're going to find out whether the governor's taking action. If he's not taking action, that means you're going home. So that's when you start realizing, because guys go up to the office, hey, has the governor said anything? They got a little thing for that, and then if you find out the governor did take your board date, then you got to wait for a rescheduled hearing, and I didn't even know about mine. A CO told me, a CO came and told me, Luna, you're going home. I go, what? The governor's not taking action. Came and whispered to me, the governor's not taking action. I'm like, what? You're going home? Oh shit! I was tripping.
There's some good CEOs in there. Huh?
Yeah, there's some good CEOs in there. Yeah, you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
I've dealt with some fucking assholes, and I've dealt with some fucking like, I'll fuck with you on the streets type of shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like they did some cool shit, bro. Look it out for motherfuckers.
So you never got released because you were innocent,
No.
because you did the
Self-help classes
the
and
self-help program.
Because
So
I did what the board asked me to do. The board asked me to take all these classes, and that's what you have to do when you go to board. You got to take classes and show insight, show remorse, and you got to show me you're a changed person. You're not the same person you were years ago. You know what I mean? If you get yourself caught up in a situation, you know how to deal with it differently now. You're no longer, you know what I mean? You're no longer the same person.
So what's the status of your case technically?
Oh, well, what happened was, okay.
Because you lost that second appeal, although you proved that
Yeah.
there was something
Yeah.
off.
Well, what happened a couple of years back, the Attorney General, Gascon.
Gascon, yeah.
Okay, Gascon created something called the Conviction Integrity Unit.
Yeah.
Are you aware of it?
Yes.
Okay, he created Conviction Integrity Unit, and that's a little bit different from the Innocent Project.
Okay.
The Innocent Project, they want DNA, scientific evidence, something without a doubt it's not true.
Yeah.
The Integrity Unit is designed a little differently. It's designed to show that hey, there's something wrong with this guy's trial. It's not sitting right. Whether it's the witness's testimony, whether the evidence against you, it doesn't sit right with them. So they have a job is they review these type of cases. You know, if the guy's actually innocent and stuff like that, right? Well, they have mine. They've had mine for like 3 or 4 years. Well, when I went to board, I called them, and I talked to them. I say, you guys know I'm out, right? And she was like, what? You out? When? I got out about 3 or 4 days ago. She said, wow. Mr. Luna, I need to tell you something. I said, what? She said, well, your case is kind of like, it's going to go limbo right now. I said, what do you mean? It's going to go limbo. Well, you know, our whole goal is to get you out, but you're out already. I'm like, Miss, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
You want me to stay in there a couple more years and hope you guys get me out? I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, what are you doing out?
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
How'd you get out?
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, Miss Luna, I have to be honest with you. You know what I mean? We don't know what's going to happen. Like, well, you guys can't just close my case that day. You guys know what happened to me.
Yeah.
I mean, because they told me about
Continue
a year
the work.
Yeah, they told me like a year ago that they had 8 DAs or lawyers. They had about 8 of them assigned to these cases. Okay, and then they told me because of the budget, because Gascon lost, the other DA came.
Yeah.
Now they only got 4, so they had to release a lot of cases. They had to drop a lot of cases, and they told me they kept mine.
All money thing.
Yeah, they told me, well, Mr. Luna, the good news is we have your case still.
Yeah.
So that shows me that I had merit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
you
told
had
me
merit.
I had
You had
merit.
enough.
Yeah.
100%. You had enough.
Or else
So
it would've got dismissed.
they got rid of the weak cases.
Exactly.
And they kept the strong ones, and one of them was yours.
And then, but once I went to board, they kind of like switched up on me, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, this is crazy,
Yeah.
bro.
So what?
So
So
I'm still trying to push them to do it.
Yeah.
I don't
Lucky,
know.
you should have Frankie look into that if you still.
Yeah, we can have some people look into that 100%. Yeah.
Well, since I'm on that subject, I would like to say thank you to Devious. She's a content creator, and she heard about my story, and she started asking me these questions about what happened to me. And then she wrote a song for me. She's the one that put that song together for me. You guys heard that song from me, right?
No, I haven't heard it.
No?
No.
Well, she's the one that put that song together for me.
Yeah, I'd like to hear it.
Yeah, it's very good, and she's very talented. And
I think I've heard of her name.
yeah,
before.
she does a lot of things for our race. She does a lot of things for guys who get caught up in the system. She's very good, but
Yeah.
I would just like to thank her personally.
You know what is crazy, brother? Is this, man? So I had a friend of a friend reach out to me through the entertainment business, you know what I mean? And they know what I do right here and what we advocate for, you know what I mean? Obviously, we advocate for individuals like ourselves to, you know what I mean, get out the system and make a good change, you know what I mean? You know, and be good products of for our community, even though, you know, like you have faced challenging obstacles and a challenging life, you know, of 38 years. But anyways, they reached out to me and they said, hey, look, we got this brother right here that's in solitary confinement right now. And he's advocating for, I guess, July 9th, they're going to make a decision within CDCR of taking away store
I heard.
from solitary confinement, you know what I mean? So anyways, they said, hey, look, we figured you're the right person to get to put this on your platform and speak on it, you know? So I did that through Instagram and through my shorts on YouTube and put the message out and the links where people can reach the right people, ombudsman and so on and so forth, right? I gave them the information. And it was crazy, bro, because there was a lot of dudes, man, and it just blew my mind. It was just like, man, you know what I mean? Because we were just like, man, you know, because solitary confinement is the punishment, not starvation. You know what I mean? And there was a lot of homies that done time before. I'm thinking they're homies. I don't know them personally, you know what I mean? But they're in the comments like, hey, homie, like, state issue was good enough for me, you know what I mean? What are these dudes crying about? I'm like, bro, you done time for a homie and you talking this shit right here? It's just like, damn, motherfuckers sure have changed.
No,
you know what I mean?
if anybody has done time, they know the food has gotten worse and worse and worse. That's just crap.
I mean,
That food is crap.
Well, that's a
man.
good subject. That's a good subject to touch on real quick. So, and when you first hit the system, what was? I mean, obviously they had the Grand Slams back then, right?
No, when Pelican Bay, remember, I was one of the first guys to open Pelican Bay. I was one of the guys up there. The last thing they built, they were so concerned about housing us. Is the last thing they built was the kitchen.
Damn.
You know what I mean? That's the last thing they built. This is one of the houses, right?
So we getting sack lunches?
No, what they did was they hired a kitchen from the streets.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That food was so good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was
Catering?
Yeah, that was some good food.
Yeah.
That was some good food.
Yes.
But over the years, every time the budget happened, every time California had to do the budget, it seemed like though the first one it affected was the food from the prisoners. I mean, it got worse and got worse and got worse. Now the food, I don't even eat it. I might eat, out of 10 meals, I might eat like 2 of them.
So we need that store.
Oh,
The individuals need
man.
that store.
You guys are going to starve, man.
Oh, you're gonna starve, right?
Yeah, and plus they exercise.
Yeah.
You see, I remember when I first came to prison, we were only allowed to spend like $8 in the store. You know what I mean? Face towel, a bar of soap, and like a writing tablet.
Yeah.
But then it was after because they started realizing what it was doing to guys. The guys were getting so skinny and shrunk up in there that they started adding stuff to the store.
Yeah.
You know?
And this is the shoe program.
Yeah, in the shoe, yeah.
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 So at first you were only able to get just the bare minimal essentials.
Yeah, and the Ad Segs right there in New Folsom. That's where I was at, in Ad Seg.
Yeah.
You only spend like $7 or $8. That's it.
Damn, that's crazy.
Face towel, like a bar of soap. I don't even think you got toothpaste, tooth powder, but on the writing tablet, you spend only like $6-7. I mean, but it was after when people started having these changes, you know, stuff was going on, then they started adding food,
Yeah.
you know, and now they want to take it again. That's not good, man.
So you heard about that then?
Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it just blew my mind in the comment section that people were more focused on me because I did it when I was. I sometimes I do things, bro, to like get people to like, whoa, what the fuck is this? And to hear the word. So I was actually at the lake. And so I had my lady, I told my lady, I said, hey, record this right here. So I got the fishing pole. I was fishing with my kids, right? I said, this is a good place to do it. It's a nice scenery, you know what I mean? And maybe people will tap in to hear the message just from the view that I'm giving them, you know? You know, it's kind of being a little strategic in regards to some of these posts. But people were so fucking focused. They weren't focused on the words that were coming out of my mouth. They were focused on me holding the fishing pole the wrong way because I was never taught really how to like, you know, anyways. So I guess I had the reel up and it's supposed to be down. And then the ones that did hear the message, there were dudes that have done time. They were just like in there, just on some like fucking like, bro, you damn homie, you sure have changed. You forgot where you once upon a time were, you know. And they were just like, nah, it's state food good enough, homie. State food ain't ever been good enough for me, bro. You know.
Yeah, that's crap, man.
Fuck that shit. You know what I mean? And then where's this like? Where the hate and the heart coming from? Where the love at? You know what I mean? Like, oh, you do the time, you commit the crime, you do the time, and bro, like motherfuckers are just like, dude, I'm gonna say this again, man. Not everybody, man, but the biggest haters sometimes be your own people, man.
Yeah.
Be your own motherfucking people, dog. They don't want to see motherfuckers, even if they in motherfucking the penitentiary. They're just like, let that motherfucker rot. It's like, bro, you from a hood? You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers are just like, but that social media gives people a platform to spew their venom. You know what I mean?
Talk shit.
Yeah, talk shit. You know what I mean? Without consequences.
Exactly.
You know, without consequences. You know, without saying it to the motherfucker's face. You know what I mean? And it's honestly, brother, you from the old school, you know what I mean? You from them 70s and 80s and shit, you know what I mean? Stay off that social media, man. You know, I know it's fun to look at and, you know, it's hard to do, you know what I mean? And honestly, I'm telling you something that I have a hard time doing, but it's my business, you know what I mean? I have a business that I run right here, you know, this is an LLC and I make money doing this, you know what I mean? Not a lot, a little bit, you know what I mean? But I more enjoy giving individuals like you the platform, and I feel like I'm doing something good because I can't be a drug counselor because sometimes I fuck up. I can't be an Alcoholic Anonymous instructor because sometimes I like to have me some tequila, you know what I mean? But so this is my way of giving back, you know what I mean? Is platforming and shining light to individuals or to a culture that was so tight-lipped once upon a time ago, you know what I mean, and help the brothers like you.
You should be proud of yourself, man.
big
You're
bros.
looking good. All you guys, be proud of yourself.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like I'm doing something good, brother. I feel like I can't be a pastor, bro, because sometimes I'm still fucking. I'm back fucking sweat or whatever the fuck you call it, bro, in sin. You know what I mean? I'm a flawed motherfucker, bro. You know what I mean? And I still have demons that I fight. We all do, right? You know what I mean? But this is my contribution. You know what I mean? Of the giving back, and I enjoy it, bro. I enjoy having these conversations with, especially with OGs like you and shit, man, that have been like real dudes, bro, that have been through this shit. So let's do this, man. Can you look at your Cash App right now? Do you have your Cash App? I want to see what that's looking like right now. Yeah. Let's see. I want to make. I gotta hold these motherfuckers, bro. You know what I mean? And this is Sunday, bro. So it's gonna grow legs. You know what I mean? Like people will watch it throughout the week. And what's up? Shout out to all 619 people tapped in right here. Make sure you guys hit that like because that helps this get through the algorithm. If you flush your toilet paper, then you're not Mexican. Ha 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 ha. Okay, these guys are having a conversation.
We're in the chat just trying to define what a modern Mexican is, but
there's no modern, bro. It's 2026, dog. You know what I mean?
could have Mexican technically DNA, but then you're still not a Mexican. I guess that makes sense.
Well, it just depends on where you're at, or
how much Indian you have.
What carne asada you're at, bro, and they're gonna define who you are, or what pecking order you, or what part of the pyramid you're on. The
Let's see.
That right there? Just those two? Mm-hmm. All right, we got $42 in this brother's Cash App right here. Let's raise that up, Goonies. We got, hey, peep game. 600 people, $1 each. Easy work. That's $600. You know what I mean? Once again, the Cash App is, Casey?
William Luna 73, and the Zelle is 626-542-0576.
And we have it pinned up there, Casey? Is it still pinned?
No, yeah, it's pinned, but it's also on the
Oh,
the
yeah.
ads.
Oh, it's above the ads.
Yeah.
There you go right there. I seen that.
Yeah,
Can you make it bigger?
So you can see it right there.
Can you make it bigger?
Yeah, I can make it bigger.
Yeah, please. Let's blow that up a little bit bigger, my boy. Look at that right there. Bam, bam. Yeah, put it across the screen, dog. Put it across the screen. So we have his Cash App, William Luna 73.
Yep.
And then we have his Zelle, his phone number, which is 626-542-0576, baby. Play with you. You were born in 73, huh?
64.
64, I'm sorry. What was the 73 for? Something else? Okay.
It's just what was available.
I don't know. I put it on there, and that's what it came up with.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Auto-generated username.
Yeah.
It's like William's not even my real name.
Hey, it's as long as it's getting to the source. And so, okay. So where is the future for Shady Luna?
My future is to get back to my community, try to help some kids. You know.
What do you want to do with for yourself though? You gotta be greedy, brother. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're gonna give back. You're gonna do your thing. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you always gotta pay for it, right? I get that. But what do you want to do for yourself? You know what I mean? Do you want to travel the world? Is there a country you want to go to? Is there a certain car you want to drive? You know what I mean? Do you need the big titties and the BBLs, baby? You know what I mean? What do you think them BBLs, dog? Them boomerang booties and titties, dog?
Crazy.
You like that shit?
Gotta go to
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
gotta go to Hong Kong real quick.
I would like to travel.
Yeah, to Hong Kong. Have you heard of Hong Kong Cafe?
No.
No? Casey's gonna take you there once you get off of parole, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got good Chinese food and a lot of prostitutes.
No, but I would like to travel though.
Yeah, we don't want to put the homie in that spot. He's gonna keep it classy. I get it, bro.
But I would like to travel though. I would like to see some wild animals.
I thought you were gonna say some ass.
Some wild animals.
I really like to see some wild animals.
Someone
In
donated.
Yellowstone. I would like to go to Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. I was
Yellowstone,
watching
man.
a video on
See the
Yellowstone.
bison and the wolves. Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Road trip.
Yeah, I would love to do something like that. Go to Alaska, see polar
Hoodstock's
bears.
road trip.
Bro,
Canada, see the polar bears.
I would love to take Shady on a Hoodstocks with all of us, bro.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Bro, and just record that shit. So Shady, you've been out a few months, but you were able, and I don't mean to dig too deep, but you were able to tap into, how can I say this? Tap in. That's probably the wrong way to say it. You were able. I mean, you have been able to indulge not only in food, not only in the good, beautiful free air, but you know, I mean, you've had a woman as well, right? I mean,
Yeah, but I've been told I make a bad boyfriend out here.
you make a bad boyfriend
I
out
make a
here.
bad boyfriend.
Okay.
I make a good boyfriend in prison, not out here. So I'm single. You know what I mean?
You're single right now.
Yeah.
Okay. All
I
ladies.
talked to somebody though, but you know, I'm single.
How was that after 38 years, bro?
I mean, you never forget the touch of a woman. You always crave that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was. I loved it, man. I loved it. I love being with a woman.
Yeah.
You know, she has kids or whatever. You know, I love it.
It doesn't matter, bro. After 38 years, shit.
It's a good feeling to be loved. To
Right?
have somebody love you. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are you kind of like a Netflix cuddle and watch Netflix type of guy?
Yeah, it can be. Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm also the type of guy who loves to take walks.
Yeah.
I mean, I love to take a walk. I love walking.
I think I know some fucking.
What have you been eating since you've been out?
Well, I'm at the Beacon House, and they feed us real good over there.
Yeah.
But you know, me and my boy George or somebody right there, we'll go walk around. We'll go to little restaurants they have over there. We'll go to Jack in the Box, McDonald's, wherever, you know.
How did the hood look? Did you go do like a circle of the hood and see how it changed?
Well, the one thing that surprised me, I went to the park where I grew up at, and usually it's surrounded with homies. You know what I mean? Somebody's over there. I go over there, nobody's there. I mean, I'm like, where's everybody at?
Yeah.
I mean, it's different. It's kind of like there's not too many people around like I'm used to, you know?
Bro, the next dating game, Shady Luna, bro.
Oh,
Can you imagine, bro?
that'd be crazy. I don't know if
Bro,
we
we
could
do
do
a
that.
dating game. We did one dating game and it was pretty fun. But we had this one dude, and then we line up all these females,
Yeah.
and then we it's all stationed over there, and I don't know if it's something you'd be interested in, bro, but I think it'd be pretty fucking cool. I can see the angle of the advertisement. Man gets home after 30 years in the penitentiary. You know what I mean? We got a bunch of fucking veteranas right there. Maybe a couple young honeys too, you know what I mean?
You get to take one on a date
And you get and
to
you
Steven's Steakhouse.
yeah, so they see
yeah?
who you
Yeah.
are, and obviously they know what they signed up for. They see the individual, you know what I mean? It's not like our first time, like, oh, Shady, like, you know what I mean? Nah, I was expecting fucking little
there's
Pepita, you know what I
There's
mean?
no like curtain. They know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they know who they're talking to, you know what I mean? And then you pick one of the females wins a date with Shady.
Sponsored by Hoodstock.
Sponsored
Yeah.
by Hustle. Is that something you'd be fucking with, bro?
Sure.
Yeah, we gotta line that up, bro. We gotta line that up, dog.
Sure.
That was the angle, bro. Like on a business standpoint, bro, and then from on a homie standpoint, it just makes like great sense. You know what I
Everybody
mean?
would love to see that.
Yeah, because you know what I mean.
Everybody's
I'm all-
rooting for you.
Well, I'm rooting for him, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, Shady, pick that one over there. You know, and then yeah, man, we really got to do that. And obviously, I'll pay you for it, brother. You know what I mean? You know, I'll pay you for all your time, all the time, especially with the lifers always, bro. You know what I mean? I take care of the homies. I take care of the brothers. You know what I mean? 1,000%, man. But
The McDonald's French fry recipe changed. Did you notice that?
No. I still get the same thing, Big Mac fries.
Big Mac fries.
Yeah, you know. That's what some people could tell I've been in prison. Because every time I go to the store, I buy the same potato chips they sell in the store in prison. I don't try these other ones. I go, "How
Which
come
ones
you
are
try
those? Which ones are the ones you get?
The Fritos, regular Fritos,
Yeah.
or regular potato chips or barbecue.
Okay.
They always tell me, try this one. I'm like, nah, I'm cool with this one, man.
There's too many options
Yeah,
nowadays.
exactly.
Have
man.
you had salt and vinegar potato
No.
chips?
Those are
Man,
good,
those
bro.
are delicious.
I seen them though.
You
Yeah.
should try them the
But
first
vinegar,
time.
I don't eat vinegar.
No, the,
Yeah, right.
the taste, yeah.
Yeah, it's just got this certain
It's an
pop to it,
amazing,
bro.
yeah, it's really bright.
Yeah,
You know?
it's really bright. It's a good way to explain it. Yeah, it's bright. But back to the females. The females have changed, bro. I mean, the BBLs, bro. We got these
It's on the
motherfucking.
downturn now.
We got these BBL females, and once upon a time ago, these like it's not all natural no more, dog. You know what I mean?
Lip
like you
fillers.
just can't play with the titties like you used to. You know what I mean? Respectfully, sorry, there's a woman in the house. You know what I mean? But you know now they're just like. They're just these jugs, you know what I mean? These fucking gallon jugs they got right there, and they really feel like gallon jugs, you know what I mean? You know, it's cool to look at, but I think in experimenting, they're like jumpers, bro. You know what I mean? These females are like jumpers nowadays with all this plastic in their body. You seen the jumpers the kids jump on at parties?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now these females are like they're jumpers, bro. You know, and You know, so you just have fun with them, you know? You just jump on it for a little while, have fun, and then you just let the rental people come and pick it up and take it away, you know?
Yeah.
Looney, what's up with my boy Looney, bro? Shout out to Looney over there, man.
Quiet over here.
Looney, my dog. So Looney lined this up. How do you know Looney?
I met somebody at Homebrew Industries that knows Looney. But hey, thank you, Looney, for welcoming me to his home.
Hey,
I appreciate it
pleasure,
very much.
honor.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, he got a
right?
bad little dog.
Yeah.
Got a bad little dog. A Chihuahua.
A little Chihuahua, huh?
Bad little dog.
Yeah.
Heard that Chihuahua's got peanut butter breath. Ever since he's been single, you know what I mean? That Chihuahua got peanut butter breath. I don't know what that stems from, but anyways. Looney,
Yeah, what's going on?
thank you for lining this up, brother.
Hey, pleasure and an honor, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Always
Thank you, Lou.
willing to help.
Looney's a good team player right here, man. Shout out Hawaiian Gardens, man. Southeast Los Angeles. Don't play with that shit. Absolutely.
Yeah, he got some serious guys out there.
Yeah, they got some serious guys out there, 100%.
Why do they call it Hawaiian Gardens?
It's the name of the city.
But why did they name it that?
There was a restaurant called Hawaiian Gardens. When
Talking
it
to
was,
Mike, please.
There was a restaurant called Hawaiian Gardens when it was unincorporated. It was still a part of the city of Artesia unincorporated. So when they created the city, they named it after a restaurant that was in the city of Hawaiian Gardens.
And that's not the restaurant that owns the Hawaiian bread.
No,
No, it's not, because that's in. Isn't that in Torrance or something, right? Or
I'm not sure about the Hawaiian bread, but yeah.
yeah, I
doesn't
just
have
always thought it was
nothing
such
to
a.
do with Hawaiian
It's
Gardens.
always just such a random name.
Yeah,
I was
right.
like, why did they name Hawaiian Gardens Hawaiian Gardens?
Yeah, that's the reason why. Because of a restaurant
'Cause of a
that
restaurant.
no longer exists anymore.
Wow.
You know, and it probably closed down right away afterwards. Anyway.
That's crazy. Didn't know
Yeah,
that.
the
Thank
casino is what basically holds Hawaiian Gardens up. Is the money that it generates is the
You. Yeah, what
capital.
games can you play there? Is it mostly just back rack?
You know, they have their own games. They make their own games that are patterned off of older games, you know, but they
Yeah.
just change rules on the older games, and that's how they run the casino over there, you know. Yeah.
Right on, right on. Damn. Yeah, I was just curious. I was thinking about it the other day when we were talking. I was like, Hawaiian Gardens, what?
yeah.
I was just confused.
Yeah, if you drove through it, you wouldn't even know it was there, man.
I think I've been there a couple. I think the casino has like Tesla chargers there. I think I've been there.
Yeah, they have Tesla chargers.
Yeah,
they
I've been
got
there.
it for a fleet. you
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
You have to get a like a whole fleet. It's like
Yeah,
they got like
you-
30 of them or something.
Right. Yeah, and then across the street you have all the famous old businesses where the old green burrito was at, Taco San Pedro, really famous in Hawaiian Gardens. People go have lunch there quite often, you know.
Yeah,
Line going around outside, you know.
that's nice.
Busy, really busy. Yeah.
Shady.
Yeah.
What staples are still in El Monte that you remember? I mean, I don't know how much you've been around there, but maybe you cruised around like old
Staples?
restaurants.
Oh, only like one or two that I remember.
Which one?
I don't remember what they're called, but right there by the mall.
Oh,
But everything seems like it's changed, it's just not painted. You know what I mean? It's still there. It's just not upgraded or nothing. Just it's still there, you know.
yeah.
But there's a lot of apartments out there. I noticed.
Yeah, now it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
where the swap meet was, they tore it all down right there in South El Monte. Now it's all apartments.
Oh yeah? I
Yeah,
haven't been by there. Off of Rush.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it is. A lot of housing out there now.
Yeah, random.
Shady, go this way with your chair, brother.
Mm.
Yeah. There you go, right there. Bam. There you go, right there.
Oh,
Perfect.
excuse me.
Perfect. Okay. Well, Shady, I appreciate you, brother.
Okay. Thank
Appreciate your time. Thank you so much. You know what I mean? Let's do some more work together. Looney, give him my number. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You need absolutely anything, brother. I got you.
you. I appreciate the welcome. The warm welcome.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I wish you everything, man. The greatest blessings. I hope you meet all your goals. You know what I mean? I mean, this is just the very beginning of your newfound freedom, your new life, the new chapter of you. You know what I mean? And as a community, you'll see after this podcast, bro, people are going to come around you. They're going to come around. They're going to contact you. Is it cool that I give your number out?
For sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna give your number out, bro. We're gonna come together, man, and we're gonna help uplift you the best that we can. I'm gonna try to utilize all my resources to help you, brother. And that's just from my heart, man. You know what I mean? And it's just what we do right here. I just really, I'm really rooting for you. And I'm just happy that that you got out. And after 38 years, and you got out the right way. You know what I mean? You didn't take the, you didn't do it the way other people do it. Sometimes, you're an honorable man, and it seems like it never faltered. You know what I mean? You never you held that all 38 years, and you did it the hard way, you did it the right way, and we really got to acknowledge that, because the way people seem to be, like, you joined this game, you played this game, you know what I mean? And then, I don't know. Not people don't play it the way some of these old school or some individuals do, man. You did it right. And I'm just happy you're out, brother. You know what I mean? I'm a little lost of words right now, you know what I mean? But however we can help, man, we here, man. Woodstocks is here. The community's here. Thank you to all, 600 people in the chat. I can't really see that. There's a soccer game. You going to watch a soccer game?
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. What kind of sports you like?
Football.
Football?
Football. I love college sports.
Yeah?
Yeah. All LA teams are mine.
All LA teams.
Yeah, all LA teams.
Gotta
right.
get him to a USC game.
Ooh, I told you.
That would be sick.
I've never been to a USC game.
They're sick.
Yeah?
I've only been to one.
You been to one?
Yeah.
It was fun or what?
It was dope.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was dope. It was just like the game, like the video game.
I've never played the video game either.
NCAA. Fuck.
Yeah, that's right. But once again, guys, William, Cash App is William, money sign William Luna 73, and his Zelle is 626-542-0576. Thank you so much, brother, for your time today.
Thank you, okay?
I appreciate you.
it.
Yeah. Any last words you'd like to share before we end this podcast?
I would just like to thank everybody for giving me the help that I've been getting, and that I'm really a changed person, man. I want the opportunity to get back, to help heal some of the wounds, that I created. I'm gonna get back this time,
Yeah, and you're building on with your family, the new family members, man. You got it's just a whole new beginning right here, man. Creating new memories, creating a new legacy for yourself, And I'm sure your family, man, like, your cousin, right, your prima right here, you know what I mean? Like, people are so happy probably to have you in their life, right? And that's just, it's crazy, man, that after 38 years, you get out and you're starting a whole new life, a whole new chapter, and I'm just, we root for the underdogs right here. You an underdog, man, but I think you're going to be on top real soon, you know what I mean? Well, you're already on top. You got your freedom, right?
Yeah.
You got your family back, you know what I mean? You're already on top, But once again, everybody give it up for Shady Luna. We're out of here.